Okay, guys, so we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I'll be your friendly GURPS master today, because today we are going to be playing the latest in our charity sessions. These are a series of charity sessions in support of the Heroes Save Villages campaign, the campaign that we run on the channel to fundraise for the SOS Children's Villages International Charity. It's an incredible organization active in over 130 countries, benefiting over 80,000 orphaned and abandoned children. And it has been, this session has been made possible by a very generous donation from Robert, who has selected a GURPS NASAPunk Nightmare session. So this is a concept, or was a concept, more than a setting, so we will be seeing what the setting is like in the course of our session. If you want to make a donation to the Heroes Save Villages campaign yourself, there is a link in the description down below. I've also got a link down below to Steve Jackson Games, the publisher of GURPS. If you're interested in learning more about the game, you can find the GURPS Lite over there, which is their quick start. I think that's it. So let me introduce you to the stars of today's session, which I'm calling Frontier. We'll go the order I've got you guys on the screen here. Why don't you tell us who you are and who you're playing today? First up, we've got the donor himself, Robert.
I'm sure this is going to be a very friendly frontier we're going to be exploring today. Yeah, I'm Robert, and I am playing Marshall LaGrasse.
Very nice.
He's the law.
Nice. Next up is Jeffrey.
Hey everybody, I'm Jeff, and I am playing Marshall Cullens, but you can call me Gus.
Nice. Next up is Ingolf.
Yeah, hi, I'm Ingolf. I'm playing Dr. Abigail Franklin, who is a biologist.
Nice. And last, but certainly not least, is Darren.
Yeah, Darren here. I'm playing Dr. West, who is the emergency response physician.
Now, I have a question. You're playing a doctor in this session, so I assume that she is either an animated corpse or stitched together corpses or some kind of, robot with a dead person. I assume
she's a cyborg with, like, artificial skin put over the top.
Got it. Okay. All right, then the setting of this is a indeterminate near future. For those, I guess two things. For GURPS players at home, the players are unaware of each other's disadvantages. So each of the characters has disadvantages, as is typical in GURPS, but none of the other players know what they are. And we are choosing to play with optional roll to have a few luck points that can be spent to modify dice rolls after the fact. Otherwise, we're pretty much playing GURPS rules as written, or at least as close to I'm going to be able to remember in the course of our session. The setting is a near future on the surface of the moon, on Luna herself, where a widespread mining operations have been implemented by various Earth corporations. There is no local government. The Marshals are a law enforcement of the corporate agreement around the Lunar Enterprise Zone. So,
we are the law.
You are the law, most definitely. And
think Judge Dredd.
And everybody loves us.
Definitely.
Everybody loves us.
Our scene opens with a view very much like this, where we see it actually looks very much, let me grab your characters here. Like this. And in place of that little buggy that we see on the bottom there, there's everybody slowly appearing. That's good. Ooh, I overtaxed. Come on. Come on, roll 20. There we go. In place of that little taxi, little lunar buggy, what we would see instead, rolling across the surface, is... Where is it? There we go. is this rolling across the surface. And as this thing, I can put wrong thing.
Are you the kind of guy who would want to drive, Raymond, or would you be making my character operate the...
Oh, let's see.
Skill-wise, Gus is much more the
pilot
operator. Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe once in a while Raymond insists on driving, but I think maybe on the trip. So we're coming back from somewhere, right, Kev?
No, you are going somewhere.
Oh, we're going somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he would have Gus drive this time.
Okay.
It's like maybe one of the first couple of times he's let him drive.
Okay.
So,
which is funny because Gus actually knows more probably about the keeping this thing running and whatnot than.
Yep.
So what we see is as you guys are rolling across the silent surface of the moon, apart from our omnipresent synthwave soundtrack. What you hear is the sound of like a radio kind of pop to life, and it says, Marshal vehicle, this is Conrad 4 base. We have you scheduled for arrival. Proceed to docking hangar. And
Roger.
You guys know.
Yep.
Okay. This is a... Well, I'm not sure if you guys have a name for it, but this is a run to go and collect someone. There is no crime to be investigated here. There is no someone. What you know is that there is a miner who works at Conrad 4 who has been not convicted yet, because that would be unfair even for the Lunar Enterprise Zone. But you have video evidence of a assault from him upon a recreation worker in Shepard Base. There's no question it's him. You know he works here. This is a matter of coming, collecting him, and bringing him back. So it's the kind of thing where you're aware of where he is. You've told them that he's there. One thing with Luna is that you don't really have anywhere to run. So you can't just make your way across the surface. You just have time to come. So that means that sometimes you find people in all sorts of states, ready to surrender, ready to, cry and beg for forgiveness, insistence on that's all a mistake. And then the odd time you have people who will cause problems. And
I'm sure this will not be an odd time.
No.
This is going to go very well.
So as you guys come rolling in, what you can assume is you will not need your suits for being inside there, but I assume you are wearing your vac suit at all times with the helmet off. It serves quite nicely as at least when you're in the field, because it also serves as a effectively like a suit of armor. So if anyone gets a little crazy, it'll afford you some kind of protection. When you have your helmet on, you have 12 hours of sealed systems. And then just so you're aware, it has a couple of other features in it as well, including there are biomedical sensors that you guys link up with one another. There is the vac suit helmet, climate control, pressure support, up to 10 atmospheres, radiation protection, and it takes you 30 seconds to take on, take off.
Okay.
Those familiar with other RPGs will think, God, that's so much time. Those familiar with GURPS is like 30 rounds? So...
hey, Kev, a quick question about this this vehicle we're in.
Yes.
How's like the air scrubbing in it? Because on trips like this with not much to do, Marshal LeGrasse would like to light up once in a while.
Well, as Marshal Collins will tell you, you are the law here.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
as
no,
you were rolling in, Marshall Collins, perhaps you're behind, or Gus, you're behind the stick of this thing, going in, and there would be like a heads-up display kind of thing of showing, you know, like the way that you're supposed to go in for the entrance. And Jesus Christ, Marshall Raymond is smoking again.
Yep. Yeah.
Wow, who's gonna stop him?
Yeah. So you roll in, and your
Sorry, Kev, did you give us the name of the gentleman that we're here to pick up?
just is Zach Penderson.
Zach Penderson.
Zachary
Henderson
is
or
his,
Henderson?
Penderson with a P.
Henderson. Okay.
So you guys roll into the bay, and you can see there is a bunch of similar typed, vehicles to your own. Where possible, the Lunar Enterprise Zone prefers to try and duplicate things. And once you're in, you're going to know you need to exit here without atmosphere, get in through an airlock, and then you should have this person waiting. Even, a place this size, they will have a couple of people working security. Mm-hmm. And as you guys come rolling up, you leave in your suits and your vac suits once again. Mm-hmm. You unfortunately do not get the big fuck off gun here, but that is what we can, and whatever color you think is appropriate. Red, the orange I think stands out quite nicely for you being marshals, right? Yep. So you guys walk in, and what you can see is once you get through the atmosphere, your helmets come off. You can even see through the porthole that there does seem to be someone waiting there. And from the hangdog expression on their face and the yellow security strip on their lapel, you're guessing that they're not Zach Penderson.
Right.
Okay.
So you get there, the door opens, and this guy looks up.
All right, where is he?
Well, and this guy's got the, long-term astronaut or lunar farmer kind of look to him. He's got really overgrown mustache. He's got long hair in the back. He's got the malnutrition skinniness that comes from working long-term on Luna. And you get the sense from the smell that everyone here kind of agrees to be like, look, we're going to shower every 3 days or 4 days or 6 days or whatever, So he says, well, Marshall, I was going to bring him. I tried bringing him. But I just don't think he's going to come willingly. And you see this guy's got a, what is often the case, he's got a taser at his, or some similar type of stun device at his hip.
Yeah. So
but
this is so he would normally be a security guy here, or he's also a miner, and this is kind of... This would not be his normal job to bring somebody here.
He would be a security guy, but the extent of stuff he would mostly deal with is when one guy steals another guy's videos, or one guy gets in a fight with someone else and they need to figure out what to do.
Okay.
He also
He's
has
a
to look
hall
up
monitor.
He's also probably the lowest paid person here because everyone else gets paid by the helium mining commissions.
Yep.
So past experience is that these guys do not get a lot of respect from the folks who they're supposed to be things. A hall monitor is a really good way of thinking of it.
Yeah. Okay. Or I thought you were going to say, or a lot of respect from us.
Yeah. No, probably not, because these guys,
probably not.
But when they do their job properly, easy peasy. You show up, you collect the person, you get the fuck out of there, right?
Yeah.
Well, if he was doing his job, he'd have the suspect in custody.
Yeah. Exactly. So what's the look? What do we see on LaGrasse and Cullen's face with this news?
He barely manages to stop from rolling his eyes. He says, how did he resist? Did he have a weapon? Did he...
No, he didn't have a weapon, but I don't know if you got the right guy. I think that Zach, he just you know, he's got a temper, but I just don't.
You didn't think that he did it. That's not your job. Your job is to bring who we tell you to bring.
You know, I know that. I realize that. I understand that. I just it's just and you can.
Have we seen the video, Kev, or have we just been told there's video evidence?
You've seen the video 100%.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. I would point that out. Well, we've seen the video footage.
No, I've heard it and I've seen it, but I just all
right, where is he?
He's in the general quarters, level 3 general quarters. He's with his crew though, and those shift guys. They all kind of they're pretty close to one another. So I just you know yeah, it's a way, and he leads you off, realizing that, you know, this is an inevitable thing. So he leads you along. You can picture you are each at least a head, perhaps a head and a half taller than him as well. So we see this little guy going along, and then you two stomping along in your things. The looks that you two get in the hallway. Why don't you guys, let's get some dice rolling here.
Yeah.
Let's give us perception checks. Let's just start with that.
Okay, are these things on skills?
Perception is a stat.
Yeah, stat.
It'll be under your general tab, and you can get a modifier of 2, so +2 for that. Look at that, though.
Do you want +2 or -2?
When I say everyone, I mean everyone who's in the scene.
Yep.
2.
Is that going to be +2 or -2?
+2. Remember, don't put the plus sign in.
Okay, but don't we want to roll under our perception?
No, but it should add it to your skill.
Okay. Oh, sorry. So I have to roll. Got it.
Yeah, just roll your perception.
Character sheet. Okay.
Yep.
And Kev, is judging the success in this like Price is Right, or is it like you want to roll as low as possible?
No, low as possible, because you can see it made by 3. It actually displays on Dr. West's result there, and yours was made by 1.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Perception, and there it is. And I just roll that, and I roll 2. Okay.
Crit success.
Yeah.
All right. So you know Marshall LaGrasse, as we're going through, you know precisely what's going on. Everybody in this fucking place knows exactly what this guy did, because he likely has been drawn away. He's exactly the type to be yapping to everybody else in here. Everyone knows that the marshals are coming, and this idiot has probably been talking for a week about how there's no fucking way he's going with you. No way they're going to take him in. This is bullshit. Exactly that kind of stuff. And likely they humiliated the shit out of this little guy in the course of it. If you actually look too, you might see there's a fuck of a lot of bruising around the back of his neck where his hair's kind of grown over.
Yep.
And what you're both seeing as you're walking your way, you know, in your full martial outfit, is people there's some people who are more seasoned miners who are kind of at the door and watching you go by the hab unit for them. There's others who are like, oh, and they close the door as they hear you coming. And there's others who, you know, just bump out of the way, or, you know, on their way to the shower, they see you and turn around and go back in their thing. So clearly your presence was anticipated here.
Yep.
We then arrive in the...
before we get there, Ray looks over at Gus, and he's like, he drops back enough so that he glances around, so there's maybe like one of the guys had just gone inside, so he can make a quick note to him. He says, get him fast, get him hard. Don't give him time to think.
Okay. Yep. And as you guys walk into the lounge, you can picture like any film where we're at like an Arctic base or something like that, where there's a common room. So there's shit all over the wall. There's like tables full of like half bits of board games and other crap that is in here. There's some food and whatnot. There is, you know, some lounging areas in there too. There's a couple screens with different TV stuff on it. different movies or whatnot playing, and there's probably about 12 people who are lounging around in here. And neither of you really needs to look real hard to see where Zach is sitting, because he's, again, like, he's the kind of asshole who has waited for this kind of moment and sat himself in the place where he knows you'll walk in and see him surrounded by his buddies on the couch who are all laughing at some dumbass joke that he likely just made.
Right.
What do you guys do? Yeah, and you recognize him immediately.
Yeah. Ray looks over at Gus, cover me, just says, like, under his breath, and he walks over and he's just planning to clock the guy.
So he's immediately sitting down and he's talking away like, oh, look who's here. Get the fuck back into your little buggy and get the hell. And if you stalk over, your speed is a 6, which is substantially better than average. So he comes over and he's like, what? Go ahead and give us...
he's trying to basically hit him with the butt of his pistol.
Just clock him right away. Yeah. I like it.
I mean, we know what it was, right? So,
absolutely.
And I got my hand on my pistol. It's holstered, but I've got my hand on it.
Yeah, and I think both of you guys might have quick draw as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm looking for, I thought it was on my GM screen here.
And this is playing up his disadvantage, by the way. So
awesome. Love it.
This main one.
So if you want to make an all-out attack on this determined, it gives you +4 to your attack.
Yeah.
So go ahead and just give us I think under unarmed, under combat. Unarmed. Go ahead and make that, and you'll get put your modifiers 4. Remember, don't put the plus sign in. Minus signs go in, plus signs make the world invert.
Okay, hold on. So
the
is
moon
this
just
going to be on the main
crashes
page?
into Earth.
This is the main. Yeah, this is the main page.
No, it'll be under combat tab.
Combat. There we go. And then this is unarmed. Where's my unarmed? Oof. Need to make this bigger. Unarmed is going to be where on this?
Let's see here. There's your things. Oh, you know what? I may not have. Under melee.
Melee.
Currently, you got it selected to range.
Okay, there we go. I'm on ranged. Yep, got it.
There you go.
Okay.
And it's punch, I suppose.
Brawling punch.
You got it.
And then press that, and you said add 4?
4, yeah, because I'm assuming you're just doing all-out attack. You're not defending yourself.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So you crunch. Go ahead and roll damage for that.
And that's
the little. I think it's a little explodey dice. There's a little explosion symbol.
Okay, got it. Yep. Punch.
I think.
Now this would be with the butt of his weapon. Would it do any more?
Yeah, I'll give you +1 to damage. Roll that again.
Okay, sorry.
And then this is also to the face.
Okay.
So it'll be ×4 damage. So it was 1 minus 2. So it'll be 1. So it'll be 4 damage. Remember I was saying about the what do you call it? The shock effect. Yeah. So you crank this across his face, and then all his buddies are about to jump up. Why don't we do this? Marshall LaGrasse, why don't you give us a intimidation? Where is it here? Oh, you're not trained in that. What would it be here? Leadership.
Well, and also, if I see that they're about to move, I'm also going to just quickly say something too.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just gonna say, like, don't even think about it, because he's got his hand on his gun.
Yeah. Well, why don't we do this then? You
kind of adding to his.
Is intimidation a skill, or is
intimidation would be a skill, but you don't have that, so I think it'll be. We'll use leadership.
Okay.
Like one of the things you can do is we can default skills as well, but if I can just find something close to what this would be.
I guess maybe the other thing would be streetwise, like he's hoping that would.
Yeah, let's use that.
I know that's not a city, but it's kind of like, all right, these guys.
No,
just
I buy
need
that.
To be
and you'll also get plus. Well, let's get Collins. Why don't you give us a roll first with let's see here. You can use spacer. for yours, Gus. And you'll get your modifier will be 1 from your martial rank, because these guys don't want to. 3.
Nice.
So why don't you take the 3 as your modifier for you, Legras?
Okay. So perfect. And there's another success.
So as this guy's like and muttering about his busted nose, what are you guys all doing?
It's like all right, everybody. Well, yeah. Says, okay, nobody else needs to come with this guy. We got him. He should be, once he's rehabilitated, whatever, he'll be back to work. And thank you all for your cooperation. At the same time, he's like grabbing the guy's arm and bringing it around his back, and doing the equivalent of cuffing.
Okay. Yeah, and you have like, I don't know, slightly advanced zip tie kind of things, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's in your
what the heck is
custody.
What the heck is Tonfa?
Tonfa is because this game is from the fucking 80s. It's that would be what you would use for your nightstick.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because again, the game was designed in the 1980s, so there's lots of ninja stuff.
Got it.
All right, so then you are escorted back by the security guy to, and if he tries to say anything and like, oh, that was, thanks, Zach is going to try and say something. Will you guys let Zach shout down this guy or threaten this guy, or okay?
No. It's like if the first thing he says something, he just Legras just slaps. If he has any kind of something he could slap over his mouth or whatnot, probably keeps duct tape or something nearby.
Oh yeah, there's definitely that kicking around. So
yeah.
All right, so he's gagged. Yeah. The way that you will take him into custody, he'll have one of his own spacesuits, but you guys actually have something that like actually binds and stuff as well. So you have something to keep him in control. He's in your custody, guys.
Okay.
All in a day's work. And
perfect.
Yeah. Should be easy.
Looks over to Gus, says, "Good job."
Yeah.
Okay. So
that went smoother than I thought it would.
You have a separate kind of like unit at the back for holding where he would be. You can still access it through the unit of your buggy, but he's in custody now.
They just have to teach him. You just have to teach him that you mean business. Stay back down.
Okay.
And he does say something to Zach. He says, "If I hear that you or anybody hurts, what was the guy's name? The security guard? We probably didn't ask.
You guys didn't
even ask.
It said Bennett on the.
Bennett. Yeah. We hear anybody bothers Bennett, you get to stay in the jail a little bit longer."
Oh, it's to Zach you say this.
Yeah. He's telling Zach.
Yeah.
His nose is all fucked up and blood is. Okay. So the door is closed and it's back to Shepherd Base. You guys should
once we sit him down, I'm going to take out like a kerchief or a napkin or something. I'm going to wipe the blood off of his face just to really highlight to him that he's been Clark real good.
His nose is
broken. Rub his nose a bit, with it.
All right. So leaving him behind, you guys get back. It should be, 2 hours back to Shepherd Base.
Yeah.
But job well done.
It seems like enough time for about 3 or 4 cigarettes.
Okay. You sit back and sort of this place was originally some like a carrier. Oh,
yeah. Someone's here. I have no idea. Let's mute.
So you guys are on your way back. It's about maybe 45 minutes in the trip back towards Shepherd. What is Legras doing during this time? Are you napping? Are you just smoking cigarettes? Are you reading? Listening to music?
He's probably listening to some sort of music, but also eyes closed, more or less. And it's like, deep down, he was probably like, he's glad it went the way he thought it would, but of course, could have gone a different way. So, but
we just lost Ingolf.
Yep. Oops.
Yeah. I'm back soon. Wait a minute. I just don't know the brother window closed, but I can still hear you.
Okay. So, sorry, what's Raymond doing?
He's just leaning back, eyes closed, more or less, and listening to whatever form of music he likes. Trying to think. I mean, I like heavy metal. He's probably not really a heavy metal kind of guy.
It could be. In fact, in research for another thing, I know LaGrasse is from New Orleans, and apparently New Orleans has a impressive heavy metal scene.
Sure, maybe it's like a jazz heavy metal fusion.
Okay, so you're and you have it on speakers or on like headset kind of thing?
He would probably put it on headset unless Gus also liked the same thing. He's So
you got that close, and I think maybe you hear the kind of like there's a message that a message has come in from corporate, from the Lunar Enterprise Zone corporate control.
He switches off, puts it on speaker.
Okay.
For the car. Yeah, LaGrasse here.
Marshal LaGrasse, Marshal Cullens, we have orders for you. This is on an emergency basis. We need you to redeploy to the location identified, and what you see come up is a location that is pretty much in the middle of nowhere, at the cusp of the Aitken Basin, near the south, closer to the South Pole of the moon. And this is on the dark side of the moon, and it is about 8 hours of drive away. There's nothing there. There's no base that you're aware of. You'll be rendezvousing with a shuttle that will deploy 2 emergency response workers. You are to accompany them to Outpost Mitchell Z. And you can give us just an intelligence check there, LaGrasse. Let's see if you...
Yeah. Even as he's like trying to figure out what he remembers, he said, I'm sorry, this is HQ calling him, or what you would...
Yeah.
Okay. HQ, understood. We have a detainee in the back here. And quick question, how far away are we from where we needed to go?
You're an hour and 15 minutes, give or take.
And is that on the way?
No.
So it would basically like add another 3 hours basically for us to make the trip.
It's 8 hours away, so to go. And they're when they're telling you to dispatch on an emergency thing, it means go now.
Okay. He says, but he at least says that. He says we have a detainee in the back of this vehicle. Understood.
It should not interfere. Maintain custody of suspect and rendezvous at those coordinates.
We'll say that he actually. We'll say instead of switching over to speaker that he had it on the headset, and he looks over at Gus. He says, "We've just been told emergency dispatch. We need to go to Aitken Basin.
Oh, shit!
You would know that's dark side of the moon, 8 hours away.
Oh,
a couple of emergency response workers. Outpost Mitchell Z.
You're also coordinating for pickup of these people in the middle of nowhere.
What the hell happened?
No idea. And there's no modifier to this, right?
No modifier, no.
Okay. Oh, not doing too
bad. All right, well,
so far.
Nice. So you've never heard of Outpost Mitchell Z?
Yeah. Did you ever hear of this? I've never heard of this base.
No.
No. I mean, I haven't been here very long, so I probably know less than you.
So what this means is it'll be about to reach this rendezvous location. It means you'll have been working today for 10 hours.
Okay. It's like shit.
You'll be traveling for 10 hours plus whatever you're working before.
Yeah.
So,
overtime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
well, this will cost them.
Yeah. So LaGrasse is a bit annoyed. It's like he's like, why don't we switch? You take maybe grab a nap or something. Maybe when we get a little closer, I take a nap, you drive, and we see. He says, and so Kev, when you said that he doesn't know that it's there, like, since he succeeded, it should be something like he should know if there was something there. He knows the area enough that, okay.
Exactly. Yeah. It's no base that you're familiar with.
Yeah.
Ooh,
yeah. Nothing there I'm familiar with. Okay, so.
That doesn't mean anything. Like, if it's you guys are only really concerned with the places that are contracted with the Lunar Enterprise Zone.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
But.
All right.
One concern is, though, that Collins, you would have is we've really only got about 20 hours of charge, and we've used 2 to get out. We've used an hour effectively to get back, and now we're going to go another 8 hours out to the middle of nowhere and then to some other base.
Yeah, like we're going to be running on fumes here.
And this uses like a fuel, or like it would be
charged. It's like a battery.
It's charged. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like, man, we need to suggest next time that we keep backup batteries on these things, but it's another base, should have a backup.
Exactly.
Look, we'll make it.
So long as there's somewhere to go, you should be able to take advantage of that. It also might speak to the nature of the emergency that they're sending you. They would be aware of what your the range of your vehicle is.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
That's well.
So then.
So Ray drives for a while, lets Gus nap, relax, whatever he needs to do to kind of wind down from that, and then he'll try to switch back over. So he takes a quick break before they get there.
No fatigue penalties then, yet. Yep. So, as you guys are driving, when you guys do have your time behind the stick, what's going through everyone's mind? Because one of the things that you do typically find when you're going between bases is at least there are like way markers set up, so there's beacons you pass, so there's some sign what passes for civilization on the moon, you're able to pass that, but here you're trail breaking, this is, you're actually having to pay a lot more attention to the road here now too, because you're not you're not just driving along the sort of roads, as it were, that are typically used between the different bases. You're going well off road, and that has all the risks that you would run with any other kind of off-roading, broken axles, getting caught up on things.
Well, Ray doesn't give a shit about space. Otherwise, he'd probably be pretty interested in looking around at like new and fantastic, vistas, if there happen to be anything. I mean, it's the moon, so it probably all looks relatively the same. But maybe there was like a larger cliff or something that he'd seen before. He doesn't care. He just keeps his eye on the road, cranks up his music.
And that's the point. There is no road. Yes, you got your music playing, but this is it's the kind of driving where you're white knuckling it the whole time because you have to be paying attention so much.
Yeah, so he's not going to get distracted by anything that, maybe somebody who'd never been to space or even cared about space.
And what about
that's all he's doing.
Gus?
So Gus is going to go in the back, and he's going to look at Zach, and he's going to say, "Well, we've been called on another run. You're going to be here for a while. I'm going to take this gag out, but you're going to shut your mouth, or it's going to go right back in."
Okay. Why don't
I'm
you
going to take it out?
Yeah. Here, give us.
Ray is like.
I can't leave him gagged for 20 hours.
Okay.
Why
don't you give
us?
Give us a will check at -2, please.
So put -2 into it?
The modifier, yeah. That's a huge success anyway.
Nice.
So he takes it out.
You realize as soon as things go sideways, this is going to catch up to us. Sorry.
So he, while you are the smaller one, he may be even a little more afraid of you, Gus, than LaGrasse. So when you take it out and you make the threat, he has a split second of looks like he might try and lip back, and then he sees a certain look in your eye and closed.
Yeah.
All right. We reach the 8-hour mark, and I think by the rotation it would be Collins driving as LaGrasse is catching a nap. So maybe the alarm goes off. Do you set an alarm, or you wait till you're actually there? The grass?
I think he would wait till we were actually there.
Okay. So Collins, you're the one driving, and like this is ugly driving. And like, you know, the worst part of it is 8 hours of this shit. You're gonna have to drive 8 hours back at some point too.
Yeah, this is horrible.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's the lunar equivalent of driving through a snowstorm. Like, it's just constantly having to focus, make sure you're not driving off stuff. And why don't you give us a perception check? Collins, just see if you catch the glimpse of anything. Okay. You think you catch a light out the cockpit. Like, there's the cockpit itself has great big windows in it, right? So you're able to see pretty well. And you think you see a light, like the kind of thing that shuttles have in order to mark their position. And the someone radios or activates a radio. Marshal Transport, are you ready for pickup? We will be at, and you're like maybe 3 minutes away from rendezvous.
Like where we're supposed to be, yeah. Yeah, we're there.
Then we'll be touching down and transporting our personnel. Out.
Okay.
Great.
So you would see a kind of wedge-shaped shuttle zooms down low over the surface, lands. You see door opens up in the side, and there are two personnel dressed in actually looks like marshals uniforms or something very similar, but with different coloring on it. More of like a tan gray color. So definitely TAC uniforms, meaning they have more protection, but not with martial markings on it. And they look different from one another too. One has the markings, the other one has it looks like there's like a red cross kind of symbol on the side, or red crescent, depending on Dr. West's preferences. And the two of them make their way over towards the transport. They take time. You can fit two in the airlock at a time. So the two of them step in. As soon as they're in the car, the transport, you can see the two, you know, the air is cycling to get them pressurized to come in. And the messenger on the other end says, Marshal Transport, do you have our personnel?
Wait.
I thought we were picking them up.
We're picking somebody up.
Correct. They are in your vessel.
They are not.
Well,
No.
they're in.
Yes.
The two of them are in the airlock, cycling, waiting to get in.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Sorry, I was attempting to put on a light because it's getting dark in here.
Okay.
So, yes, they are in the vessel.
Okay, and this is like, Marshall, what's the fucking rush here?
Yeah.
Yeah,
For
what the
both of you
hell's
guys,
going
this
on?
is. So then he says, "All right, Godspeed," and then the thing hits up and zooms back in the direction that you guys had come.
It looks like Gus is like, well, I guess we better meet our visitors. He strides over to the back and waits for the airlock to finish
It's
cycling.
about time when the
opens door.
airlock finishes cycling and the door opens. And Dr. Franklin, Dr. West, why don't you tell us what they see as the airlock opens? Now, of course, Dr. Franklin, Dr. West, this is the first time they have seen one another, apart from the shuttle ride out here.
Yeah. Okay, so you see a large black woman who is looking very intensely at. I think, I don't know if Raymond or who is actually greeting us. I guess only one of you.
Yeah, Ray's back there.
Yeah, so very, very intensely at him. I'm Dr. Abigail Franklin. Pleasure to meet you, mister.
Pleasure to meet you too. And sorry, before. Yeah. Okay. So so one of his concerns right now is the fact that the battery is very low. I think at this point. His first thing is like, I hope you guys have a spare battery. Otherwise, we aren't going anywhere.
Well, you have. It's been.
No, we have enough to get back.
Yeah, you got nine hours left.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay. Yep. Never mind. He doesn't say that. He says, "Good to meet you, Miss Franklin."
I guess it's Dr. Franklin.
Dr. Franklin.
Well, it's Marshall Rogers, so I suppose we're fucking even, aren't we?
Yeah.
Well, if he said that, I don't know.
No, I didn't say that. And then he glances over at Nia West, and who are you?
Dr. Nia West. She's a rather slender, sort of young-looking, but professional sort of look to her, I guess. Even with the sort of rather unusual haircut, but last minute addition. I'm not sure what I'm here for, to be honest, but nice to meet you nevertheless.
So when you say that, he looks back over at Abigail and says, Dr. Franklin, I hope you know what's going on.
So Doctor, the destination here is Outpost Mitchell Z. That is the official designation of the location. It is about 4 hours further into the Franklin crater, or the the Aikens crater.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah, I would say this is we're going for the base in Mitchell West. As far as I know, all information about the project itself is classified. I'm here as scientific advisor, and Dr. West is with me in case of medical emergency, and you're here in case of, let us say, physical or criminal emergency.
He kind of narrows his eyes for a bit. It's like, good enough. Now, the vehicle, does it have just the 2 seats up front for the drivers? And then there's the back area where we keep Zach. What other kind of seating is there?
There is road seating, and then there are bunks that you can kind of set yourself up in.
Okay.
But only 2 bunks.
Okay. So, well, make yourself comfortable. We'll be on our way.
Thank you very much.
And he goes back up, sits next to Gus and says, well, let's go to Mitchell Z. They don't know anything.
And give me 1 second here.
Do we have a location or something? A beacon? Or
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So I don't know if you had exact coordinates, but if you hadn't, I would provide them.
Yeah, perfect.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ignore the man in the back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can we even see him?
There is a holding area, and I think I think Dr. West likely has had, not necessarily in this, but has more of an idea of what you've been there when something happened with the marshals and they need to they need to have medical assistance. Dr. West is effectively a paramedic doctor for hire, a paramedic physician for hire. So there are, because it's just not feasible to station physicians at every base around, it's more expedient to fast transport physicians out when needed and hope that is sufficient. So that is where she's made her money. Whatever her plans are for the future, it seems like Dr. West has also kind of gone native, as it were, on Luna, because the tattoo on the neck, the wild hair and whatnot. You get away with a lot when you're working in a mining base. So, what do for keen observers of the human condition, like Marshals LaGrasse and Collins, what would they draw from Dr. Franklin and Dr. West as they see them settling in for a 4-hour drive? 4-hour drive instantly is pushing right up against. You may barely have enough power to get back to where you just were.
Yep.
Right. Well, maybe there's we'll be able to charge up at your base.
Yep.
Yeah.
As long as the fusion, whatever, the reactor is still going, should be fine.
Yeah, we may have to stay with you for a bit while we charge up our rover.
Yeah. So So, Kev, were you asking? Sorry.
No, I think you should.
No, I was just asking. Yeah, like, was Kev's request like, what do we make of them, or?
Yeah, what do we make of them?
No, I'm asking what would they see to give Ingolf and Darren an opportunity to talk about what we see their characters doing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. So it's on the newbies to tell us what they're doing back there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, Dr. West, you look in the back and you see there is actually a prisoner in this thing. It is actually, God, this is an actual marshal's buggy.
Yeah, I think I would request straight away, who you got back there? And I'll be nosing just to see what state they're in.
Usual troublemaker. He has a broken nose. Not sure how that happened. Actually, I do know. I punched him.
I should probably have a look at that. I'll be just
if you
trying
want.
to get a look.
You want? He's not going to die from it, but
You should set that at least. Make sure it's all right. I'll try and get access to at least reset his nose straight and.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Ray looks at the guy and he's like, "You know where we are, right? Now this is not a time to start anything."
Oh, so you're going to go back and let her in?
It's like, you want to go in there? And he thinks about that. He's like, "Hey, you're asking to go in there and treat him?"
Well, I have a look and he's got some sort of handcuffs on or something, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, sure. It says, he looks at Gus. He says,
dangerous.
"Yeah, no more than the usual guy." He looks up at Gus. He says, "Maybe, yeah, let's just keep driving. I'll take Dr. West in there to have a look at their."
Does it interfere with our mission? I think we would need to head on straight with our mission and not stop here for some kind of...
Oh, no, we do it while we're moving.
Yeah, we're not stopping. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be an easy process,
Yep.
I think.
Yeah, so so Raymond opens the door. He's like, looks at Zach, says, "You just stay seated. We're in the middle of nowhere. You don't want to do anything stupid. She just wants to take a look at your nose."
And as soon as you step in, he kind of looks to you. Where the hell did you come from? Where were they hiding you?
Complete professionalism, ignores all of that comment and just starts like...
Go ahead and give us a first aid check there, Doctor.
Yep.
This is a facile thing, so no modifier.
Yeah. And Ray had started to pull out some duct tape again, not taking any more shit. It's like when he sees how she handles it, he just gets a slow smile. Yeah, he just gets... Yeah. So he just gets a slow smile on his face when he watches how she handles him.
Yeah. Thanks, darling. That son of a bitch there, he broke my nose.
Maybe he had it coming to you. And I think she'll leave it at that and just turn around.
Yeah, he starts, and then as soon as you walk out, I'm assuming, Raymond, you close the door on him?
Yeah. No
hey, we were just getting a note! And then it's sealed.
So sorry for that. Sorry for that lovely example of humanity.
I'm used to it. It comes with the territory.
All right. Hey, what's
go on.
As he's walking back out, he asks Dr. Franklin. He says, "What was your specialty again?" He's just trying to get any information, like what they might be running into.
Yeah. Not sure what. I mean, it can't hurt. This is a lab, and I'm a biologist. Let me just put this out there.
Biologist. What kind of experiments you usually do?
None of your concern.
Here's a curious question. What the hell is a biologist doing on the moon?
I know, that's what he's thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, there's always been experiments in biology on, in space, so he's not overly concerned by that, but he was like,
Yeah,
it does, yeah.
The era that we're in as well, like there was definitely a time when it was scientists exclusive, or military personnel and scientists who would try to do these things. Right now, if you told the average person what the moon is, the moon you would think of as like the oil fields of Texas. Yeah, it's a place where like folks go to make some money and then hopefully not get hurt and come back. Yeah, so this is a bit weird. And as far as like, there's no exploitation taking place in the middle of Aiken's crater or Aiken's basin. Forgive me. So you were rolling.
So after he gets a none of your business type of thing, where he's like, all right, and he just walks back up to the front.
Okay. Heavy metal goes back on. Collins, anything you wish to add to the scene, or
just would say to something like, "Well, they're real friendly." Raymond, as we gets back to the front.
West seems all right.
Yeah. All right. Well,
he lights up another cigarette.
Yeah. Now that he doesn't even care. Now that we got all these passengers.
Yeah.
Okay.
That stuff will kill you,
Yeah. So will life.
I mean, Naya could see that Abigail makes some kind of a note somewhere. And,
you can imagine you've got like some kind of data pads or something on your things as well too. It also would not be uncommon for teams to coordinate their biosigns on so they can track one another.
Yeah. I think we will do that. If at least I will do with Dr. West.
I think I would have, as soon as I'd got in, sort of link up with everyone's bio signatures and that, just as a...
Yeah, it sets up a local area network to keep track of everything. And that way, as, you get the, like... about an hour from now.
That's not going to happen.
What... is there anything else that is going to happen in the next, say, 2.5, 3 hours as you guys are going along, or you just...
No.
Collins, would you give us since you are behind the stick right now, would you give us a driving heavy wheeled check, and we'll give you a +2 to this.
Ooh.
It's only missed by 1.
Yeah, I'm going to use a luck to...
Luck is down to 8.
I'll put it in chat.
What do you think is the near miss here?
A little bit, fatigue, a little bit of annoyance of like, it's not a great crew right now,
Yeah.
He's got his buddy Marshall who's, he's okay with the sort of normal 10-hour shifts, but this is a hell of a long shift now, and got this, pushy doctor and this...
Jesus, you've been up 15 hours.
Prisoner, yeah. Like,
you've had 4 hours of sleep, but like...
It's just a crappy day at work.
Why didn't you give us a health check, in fact?
Yeah.
And that's not a turn and cough, that's an actual...
Is that on general?
General, yeah. HT is your health.
Oh. Okay, yeah.
Okay. Well, for whatever reason, you got your second win for fucking sure. Maybe the near miss there. That was enough to...
Yeah, probably, right? He's driving and it's like, whoa!
So there are a variety of sensors that are on the thing. It's not... it's not really designed. There's not a real call for a lot of like deep scans and stuff with this vehicle, but it does have at least some basic communications and some basic scanners and some basic like what do you call it? Visual and laser scans. Would you give us a electronic operations communications check, Gus? Because you were at the stick right now. And this will be +2 as well. Okay. So you're going along, and there's... Well, that's weird. There's a signal coming in. A regular pulsing one, and at first you think, okay, this must be the signal from the base that whatever Dr. Franklin said we were going to go to. And, I mean, you're only about a half hour off from it as well, so... Yeah, it's got to be maybe 45 minutes.
Yeah.
But as you look a little more closely, it is a recurring beacon. It's the kind of thing that comes from a distress or downed vehicle, though.
Are you expecting some kind of a distress beacon out here, ladies?
Actually, as a player, I'm not really sure how much my character knows about this, so I would guess yes, but I'm not really.
Yep.
So, does not come as a real surprise. We lost contact with the base, so I imagine that there was something going on.
You don't think that would have been useful to tell us in advance so we could prepare?
How?
Mentally, even. Come up with a plan. He rolls his eyes and looks at Gus. He says, all right. I wish we... Yeah.
So she has referenced that lost contact with a facility, but Gus, this isn't a beacon from a facility. It's from a vehicle.
Yeah.
It's a down
Yeah,
vehicle.
this seems like a vehicle signal. What are you not telling us?
That, Dr. Franklin, that's news to you.
Yeah. That's surprising, actually.
Should we be stopping to check it out?
It's almost directly en route.
Yeah.
You'll
Yeah,
be at it in like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see what that is. I want to see who's in there. If anybody needs help, it's on the way.
Well, clearly they need help. The beacon's going off.
Yeah.
Is it a normal signal?
SOS? Yeah.
Yeah, but like, is it like this our standard frequencies?
Yes.
Yeah, we picked it up.
Doctor, why don't you give us, Dr. Franklin, I'm used to only having one doctor in the party, so... Dr. Franklin, would you give us an electronic operations scientific roll, please? You can get a +2 on this, too. The +2 is from the gear you guys have on board, incidentally. Okay. Hey, nice roll. So this is what you're picking up, Doctor, is effectively because you get on and maybe like fiddle with the scanning equipment to get more specifics of what's coming in. This Marshall's not wrong. It is a transponder, but it's the kind of like black box transponder that is activated after catastrophic failure of a shuttlecraft. And with 4 degrees of success, or margins of success in this game, I think, you can also pick up that it is definitely one of the shuttlecraft operated by the corporate authority. And if you carry on in this direction, what you're likely to come across is a very ruined version of the exact same shuttle that transported you to this meet up with these marshals.
Okay. So my first assessment of the situation is there's a shuttle maybe wrecked or crashed in our path. That would explain why we were not flown directly to the base, because the shuttle before us crashed. So I advise really a cautionary approach. Whatever is out there is maybe not exactly welcoming.
What do you mean whatever's out there? What the hell are you talking about?
I can only say that sometimes, as you know, people will get crazy if they are left alone for too long. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe it's just a plane crash. I can't tell.
Well,
Gus, because of your spacer background or spacer skill, like, what do you have to do to go wrong? There are many threats on the moon, but flying on the moon is pretty fucking easy.
Right. Yeah.
Like, don't go where they're launching helium-3. Don't run into another shuttle. There's very few birds to get in your engine.
Right. What the? I have no idea what the doctor's talking about.
Yeah. LaGrasse gets on the intercom, not the intercom, he gets on the radio, he calls HQ.
I do like the idea of standing in like a 5x5 room and then getting on like an airline attendant and being like, passengers, we are going.
There is some bullshit ahead.
No. He calls HQ. He basically relays the situation. Yeah. Looks like crash shuttle in front of us.
Now that's curious.
What?
Comms unit isn't working.
Yeah.
Comms.
Oh.
If you look over at Dr. Franklin, that does not look. She does not look surprised.
Yeah. If the comms would have been working, we would have known that the shuttle crashed. So, again, I advise a very cautionary approach.
He walks straight up to Dr. Franklin. He's like, "Are you disabling our comms?"
No.
Do you know?
I guess I would know how, but I don't. I have no intention of doing that.
Do you know what is disabling our comms?
No. I might have ideas, but they're without any reasonable amount of I don't know, evidence. So,
are you surprised that we cannot communicate?
No.
He looks over at Gus.
Yeah, you shouldn't be as well. I mean, come on. There's a shuttle down. It sends a distress signal. No one picked it up.
Does he think... Sorry. Is there anything I roll to see if he thinks she's holding anything back?
Yeah, you could. That would be, I think, a contested roll of... let's say perception and public speaking for Dr. Franklin.
Yeah.
Oh, detect lies. You have a detect lies skill, Marshall. Why don't you roll that instead? Oh, it's the exact same skill, though.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah, it's the same.
So you've missed by 1, and then Dr. Franklin, would you give us a public speaking? Now, this is going to be an interesting luck spend, if it is spent.
Now, do I have to beat it?
You would have to beat it, yes.
Yes. And, of course, then she could also
And then, the way we're going to do it is to keep it interesting. Is if you're either or both of you are deciding to spend luck, I'm going to get you to fill it into chat, and then we'll hit enter at the exact same time.
We have 9.
You have 8 right now.
Yeah, we have 8 left.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Gus had to avoid a pothole on the moon.
That's right, yeah. He just looks at her. I have a feeling luck might be more important later. It's a little bit meta there. He just stares at her and he says, "If I get any more hint that you know something that's important for this mission, we turn around, we go back."
Yeah. I can tell you the name of the project if you want to know that information, but that's about all I can tell you.
Okay, he turns around, walks back up, and says, "All right, let's go. Let's see what's going on in the shuttle."
Well, I'd like to hear the name of the project, Doctor.
Yeah. It's called Project Fear. That's all you can, or you are allowed to know, I would say.
Fear.
Project Fear.
Fear with a TH.
Dr. West, would you roll your expert skill, please? At, I think, +1. Dr. West is a bit of a conspiracy theorist. Missed by 1.
Yeah, I'd quite like to know what that is.
Luck is now 7.
Mm-hmm.
Thea. Now that's a curious name to call it, because one theory that involves the creation of the moon speaks to a planetary object that's been referred to as Thea, that struck the Earth and ejected the moon, which is why there are, on some moon rocks, you can find the same material, famously on Big Bertha, the same material you can find on Earth that dates back 4.5 billion years. You've never heard of any Project Thea, though. Dr. West. So that's what you know about this, is like that's a base on the moon on the dark side named after that celestial cataclysm.
I'll try and explain that as best as my character can.
Dr. Exposition here?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I've heard of, but I'm not sure. Is it something to do with that theory?
What's the look on Dr. Franklin's face right now?
Mild amusement, I would say.
Yeah. The grass has the headphones back on, and people can actually hear the metal now because he's not interested.
Gus, whatever's going. So, Gus, what do you make of that? Having heard the name and heard the explanation.
I mean, it's So you guys are doctors of pseudoscience or what?
I don't know nothing about this. I just fix people.
Well,
we should just approach with care, and then we will find out. Every explanation now would just not serve any purpose, because we have no information to base our
and that's where the lunar buggy kind of goes over a ridge and goes down, and what you see is a furrow that's probably about a it runs in the same direction as what you do, but sort of across the path of your travel, and what comes to where the furrow ends, closer to the direction that you're traveling, is the smoldering remains. Not smoldering because it's out, but there is the absolute wreckage of what was once a shuttlecraft. And you can see Cullen's, it's probably about maybe a quarter mile off, so you can see it, but you can't really pick up much. You could maybe focus the sensors if you wish to try and get more information.
yeah, I think I will.
Okay. So it's dialing it around. Why don't you give us a
Sensors roll? Oh, that's repair.
Yeah, it's repair.
I guess it's computer operations to operate the sensors. Maybe?
Yeah, I think so. Give us a computer operations roll at +2. Please.
Oh.
All right, so you are picking up. Well, I just barely. Oh, that would have succeeded regardless. It's just by more. So you're picking up some stuff, and you've got a sense of like this thing is out. There's zero chance of anybody surviving this. Like, there is so much of this thing that is gone. What you can pick up, Collins, if it wasn't said out loud, what it remains here is likely part of a shuttle identical to the one that just dropped the doctors off.
Yeah.
And would you give us a Okay, you don't need to make a scrounging check, but like, geez, that means there's probably, if you wanted to make a little extra on the side by recovering some of the electronics.
Right.
Yeah.
There might be some. So what he'll say is, we should definitely check for survivors, even though he knows there's like no way anyone survived.
Give us
Ray
a.
just looks at him, but he says, "Is there any way that we?" Because he figures maybe he's got the info. Is there any way to tell from the black box whether this was the same shuttle that brought our passengers?
Oh, a good question. Yeah, give us a. What? I mean, there is probably a transponder. That's actually a good question. I don't know, because the one that dropped them off didn't have any like specific. I didn't identify itself and didn't have any markings.
Yep.
But Gus,
but if they contacted us, then we could go back and look at the recording of that and see if there's any metadata.
Yeah, and I think that so that would be a task though that might take some time for Gus. If you want to take the stick, Gus could do that. But there's something I want Gus to do first.
Okay,
Gus, give us a mechanical vehicle check, please.
Yep.
Please check for jamming, for ICM jamming or something like that before we approach closer.
Okay, so Gus, the damage on the vehicle, so you're looking at the scene like, oh yeah, maybe we could salvage that. And it's now kind of dawning on you what the nature of the damage. And you happen to serve in one of the Central American conflicts. And you're aware of what it looks like when something explodes from inside a vehicle and when something explodes outside of a vehicle.
Yeah.
This is damage from something exploding outside of the vehicle. This is a shuttle that was shot down.
Oh. That's very odd.
It is particularly odd given that, particular in the Lunar Enterprise Zone, there is a no militarization agreement.
Right. It looks like someone shot this thing down. You don't seem surprised, Dr. Franklin.
What did you expect why the shuttle crashed?
This is a demilitarized zone.
Yes. Should I laugh now or later?
Should we arrest you now or later?
Why?
Well, you're obviously a party to whatever illegal shit's going on over here on the dark side of the moon.
I guess our employer decides what's legal or what isn't legal.
So just to be clear, Kev, we only have authorization over. We don't have authorization over everything on the moon, correct? It's
correct.
Just on. Yeah. Okay. He looks over at Gus and he said, "We can't arrest them, but we could certainly report this back to authorities."
Okay, fine. Not arrested, but held for questioning then at the very least.
Dr. West, if you want to laugh at this point, you certainly could, because they don't realize just how, how not only disposable, but like how much under the thumb of the corporation that or the corporate authority that the marshals are. Like, they woefully misunderstand what their job is here.
Yeah, I think it would be pretty subtle that it'd be sort of almost to herself. She'd be sort of chuckling a little bit. As Dr. West already realised that this is a no-go situation. There's no chance anyone's alive in there, or she not got that knowledge.
Yeah,
I should be busily picking up bits and getting ready to like put on the helmet and get out and check if there's any sort of survivors and stuff.
Yeah, so
but she will have a bit of a chuckle when that said that.
Okay, so it seems as so the marshals and Dr. Franklin are having a bit of a back and forth. Dr. West is getting up and getting ready to put her suit back on and head to the airlock. What does anyone respond to that?
Where are you going?
well, correct me if I'm wrong, there's an SOS and people might need my help.
Yeah, we should check if there's any survivors, Ray.
He looks at Gus. He's like, he actually wants a little time to think about this. So he's like,
so
someone turn that beacon on.
What you can do is, if you don't do it, Dr. Franklin, if you happen to get up, there is a sensor for heat sources that you can do. It's a specific type of scan that your vehicle would have access to. There's no heat coming from that at all.
Okay, yeah. I guess I would do that only to accelerate our mission. So we are not here for the shuttle. So.
She gets over there and like shook onto heat sources, shook onto like the limited X-ray scans. That there's not an X-ray scan, but there's a little more in-depth scan. Shook, a laser topographical scan.
Yeah. Marshall, Raymond goes over to
would it help you guys if you would understand that Dr. West and me are the B team?
I see. He turns over to Gus. Ray turns over to Gus. He says, "Look, I doubt we're bringing these guys back anywhere. These doctors back anywhere. We can stop here on the way back. Let's just get this.
Fair enough.
Let's get these doctors off of this thing. We'll head back. They can deal with this."
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell us what the mood is like for the final hour and 15 of this trip as you guys go rolling away from the crashed shuttlecraft.
From the valuable scrounged stuff.
We've got a party going on now. Ray he's not usually a chain smoker. He just needs a little bit to keep him calm, but he's chain smoking now, and he's like, so. And he's actually stopped the music because he knows that his brain is getting way too wound up for all this, and he knows he needs to calm down at some point. So, but not saying anything to anybody, except that he still would like to find out. He knows that she said A team, B team. It makes sense that this was the first one sent in. He still wants to make sure this wasn't the same shuttle.
Sure. So if you can get Marshall to comb through that stuff.
Yep.
Okay, Gus, would you give us a electronics operations communications, please? This one will be at, I think, let's say just at the skill level.
Okay.
Not many games that make me make those sounds when I'm trying to think, so, do love running GURPS again. All right, so, Gus, that's... It takes you a while to sort through the information and then pull out that specific, like the whatever, transponder information you need to get. But you're able to do it with the gear you have on board. And they are not the same. It is not the same vessel. Dr. Franklin may be correct here that whoever that was first response team. This is the follow-up.
Right.
Dr. Franklin, Dr. West, what are you guys doing for the remainder of the hour and 15?
Could we just have kind of a scan, because I still think that we are somehow jammed, and I would never tell this, but obviously I'm deeply concerned about what's going on here. So,
okay. What are you hoping? So for one, you can, if you examine the comms unit, like it definitely is jamming. Are you trying to find like the source of the jamming? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, that would be nice. I have the suspicion that the kind of jamming is somehow coming from our base, but
give us a scientific, electronic operation scientific roll, please. This won't take the full hour and 15, but So with 4, it's definitely coming from the base.
Yeah.
Something is transmitting a pretty substantial jamming signal. It may,
So I would suggest that this is kind of like military grade jamming, because
most definitely.
Yeah. So, Marshals, I think I can safely say that we are in a military-grade jamming field from our destination.
When she says that, Dr. West, you look and you can see there's a bit of a kind of graininess to the connection on the biosigns. You're still going to see it, but it's got that kind of popping, poor television quality to it. As if, and probably when you test your, your local comms between the suits, there's that same kind of popping quality to it. It's interfering a bit with the communication.
Yeah, definitely some interference.
So, I'm not I'm not an expert on tactics or some of this stuff, and I don't think we have any way to hide our approach, but whatever you deem necessary to get there cautionary would be very well advised, I suppose.
I would assume that so it's military grade stuff over there that they could probably use satellites around the moon. I'm assuming there's satellites around the moon. We aren't going to be able to hide behind mountains or anything coming in. I say...
I didn't know he was English. I say...
Yeah. How much air do we have in our suits again?
12.
12 hours?
12 hours of independent, yeah. Okay. And there's ample in the vehicle to recharge.
Okay. But, if they can probably see motion, if they're watching it, we're just trying to think, how close would we have to be able to use the suits just to walk there? Well, the vehicle...
We'll figure 4 kilometers an hour is how fast you walk. The trouble is that both... you can't speak for the doctor, for the doctors, but you guys have been up for...
Yep.
You've been... Even since redirecting, it's been... By the time you reach the base, it'll be 12 hours since redirection. Yep. But, yeah, what are you thinking? You park, as it were?
Park, basically. And... maybe even get a little bit closer, then pause and maybe actually back up a bit so that they think that there's some sort of argument going on or whatnot. Or just trying to decide whether or not to come and then leave the vehicle and walk the rest of the way. So we definitely want something between us and the base as far as for any weapons that there might be, but then we walk the rest of the way. And he tells that to Gus. He's talking to Gus. If the doctors feel like breaking in, they will. But he's mainly talking to Gus about the plan.
If you want to get a view on the base, although the connection might be shit, there would be a drone attached to here that you could deploy for surveillance. Okay. Just a safe thing. How close do you wish to be to the base when you deploy the drone?
What's the distance for the drone?
Let me tell you, the difficulty is normally a lot further, like 20 kilometers easy. Okay. The difficulty is the jamming.
Okay. Whatever we think is safely...
Well, if you've got someone who's got training in electronics communications, they could try and defeat it. It would be a contested roll.
Yeah, he looks over and he seems to think that... okay, so
Gus has got that. Gus is your tech guy.
Yeah. Hey, Gus, you think you can defeat that jamming enough for us to get that drone close enough?
I can try.
So how close do you want to be to deploy the drone? What you can expect... Here we go. Yeah, it would normally be 10-mile range for it. And it's probably currently cut down to, I think, 1 mile. And basically every degree of success that you get on this will restore, another 10% of it. So basically another mile.
Okay.
Okay, so Gus,
Yeah.
You're going to roll your
communications.
Yep. And I got 0 margin of success.
Ooh,
Nice.
4 margin of success. So
5 miles.
Currently, you're able to bump it up to being 5 miles away. That would be that'd be about 2 hours and change in hiking.
Okay. So he so we get there. He tells we park the vehicle there for like maybe 10 minutes or so, then start to very slowly go back the other direction, just to try to distract them.
Hold on, were you deploying the drone, or were you going to?
We are going to deploy the drone. He's trying to distract them further, so like they aren't paying attention to the fact that they might launch a drone.
How far away are?
Not far. It's like we just start going backwards and then.
No. Hold on. Let me finish my question before you answer.
Sorry.
How far are you reaching before you try and pretend to go back?
Maybe 4 miles away.
Okay.
And then we start going back out to. Until effectively what he's doing, he gets well inside where the jamming seems to be affecting the drone, and then he starts to move back out until they start seeing the interference again.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So you do so, and then the drone is deployed and goes forward. There is a very grainy quality to the picture. In part because this was filmed in 1973, and in part because this involves a... Oh, you know what? Let me grab everybody, actually. Because of the jamming, but allow me to show you what Outpost Mitchell Z looks like.
Jesus, that's big. I mean...
That's not the source of our concern. Just look at the destruction.
Here's a couple things I can point out to you. Here, put this guy up here. I'll put this maybe there. This, you guys can picture you're hovering around like a blue, little display thing, or like a terminal. This was the hangar.
Mm-hmm.
And Gus, in the same way that you saw shit blow, the damage was done to the other. This damage came from inside.
Mm-hmm.
This is the hangar. There is a crevasse down here where things have been excavated. There is scientific facility, HAB units, control and comms. What you cannot see in here too, this... While in the illustration it is intact, that is the shuttle landing port. It is likewise destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
And what you see is there is a top here. Oh, no, there it is. That swings around. And there's a flash of light. And the drone goes dead. Why don't we take our mid-session break?
Great.
And then we'll come back and see what you guys do next. So we'll be back in 5 minutes.
Sure.
right.
Kev. On this rolling, can you just explain the my mod? That's what we're entering in.
Yeah.
Does that take away from the roll, or
it should add to? Let's see here.
Oh, does it add to your target?
12, 14.
Wow, yeah. So it adds to your target value, does it?
Yeah, because it says if you hover over the target, it shows the skill and then a +2.
Yeah, because I thought, perhaps it's taken away from the roll, but it's adding to the target.
Yeah, it adds the target number. Yeah. I can't remember rules as written whether it adds to the skill or subtraction of the skill. I think it adds subtraction of the skill, because that way you're not doing the weird, like, you get a modifier, so minus something to your roll, you know?
Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
So, I was waiting for Dr. Franklin to come back.
Yeah.
So, does appear that accessing the hangar will be fairly easy, so that's good. There is also likely to be subsurface tunnels that contact each of the different facility or the bases, places. Let's see here. While we're waiting for Dr. Franklin to get back, why doesn't... Dr. West, would you give us an IQ roll at -3, please? Ooh, that's a big swing and a miss. Both Gus and... Gus, actually, you can give us a spacer at -3. And Raymond, you can give us IQ at -5.
Okay. 1 second.
There's not a good chance there, but you never know. IQ is one of your stats.
Yep. You said -5.
-5, yeah.
All right, hold on. There's no exploding dice in this game, right?
No. All right, and then Dr. Franklin.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. Yeah.
Would you give us? Let's see here. An IQ -3 roll, please.
Yeah. What are we trying to achieve? I'm sorry.
Well, sorry. I didn't. None of the other guys knew either. Okay, I'm rolling to see if you know something or able to interpret something or not.
Yeah. Right. I would.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
And I will whisper this to you.
Yes, we need to discuss a strategy. Yeah.
I love the idea that a gun shot down the drone and Dr. Franklin's like, we need to discuss a strategy.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. So, first of all, whoever is in this station now is very aware that we're here. I don't know if they weren't before, but now they are. That is the first thing. The second thing is, well, I think it's time to give some room for speculation, just in order to consider our next move.
Oh, so, now you're deciding to not be 100% sure about everything. Got it.
Yeah. So I was thinking about two possible scenarios that could have happened to our base. Either some of the inhabitants have gone mad, or we were under attack by an external force. Considering what I'm seeing, I would say no outside attack, but someone has gone mad. Or at least maybe even more people. So we will have to face. I'm pretty sure we will have to face. Maybe even military personnel.
This seems to be a very specific kind of going mad, Doctor. Somebody smart enough, but insane enough, apparently, to shoot down a shuttle, to keep an eye out for a drone. I'm not convinced that this is what you say it is.
Yeah. I guess we might ask Dr. West what paranoia does to persons, but that said, I would just like maybe I'm just wrong here, but I would say that it might be a physical thing for us just to be able to approach in our vehicle even more than this 4-mile radius, because this cannon cannot shoot down from the position it is in. And I would like to do this calculation in some meaningful manner, just to convince myself that this is true, and then suggest that we approach as close as we can.
Give us an applied mathematics roll.
Yeah, that's.
And Darren was saying, I think GURPS might have too many skills. Darren, come on. There's no skill left on the table.
Yeah. I don't know. Applied mathematics seems a rather unusual skill. I don't know if that is of any use for anyone.
I think it's a default. It's not default. It's a prerequisite for some of the higher level things.
Yeah. Okay.
GURPS is basically it is the product of, I think, an argument between tedious players at some point where they're like, "Oh, well, why does your character have physics but it doesn't have applied mathematics?" And it's like, fine, I'll buy fucking applied mathematics. Well, you should have to have that if you're gonna. Well, fine, I have to get applied mathematics before I can take physics.
Okay, I can only make inside jokes here, and that won't help.
No, I'm so sorry I didn't prep any kind of mathematics-based humor for you, Ingolf. I apologize.
Yeah.
So you're fairly confident of that, and in fact, if you roll it back, it isn't actually a gun. It's a launcher. Yeah. And you're fairly confident that it only held a certain number of missiles.
Yeah.
It must be empty now.
Yeah. So this is a missile launcher. We could see it has 2 missiles. 2 have been shot. I think we can approach, but maybe we could drive a little bit faster.
Do we have another drone to test this theory?
You do not, unfortunately.
Okay. Could we send Dr. Franklin in our rocket pack to test the theory? No.
Marshall,
Yep.
Collins, do you think that this is time for a self-control roll?
Sure.
Okay. Give us a 3d6 roll, please.
There's not like a skill for it?
No, because I didn't want you guys to see what your disadvantages were, or each other's, until you guys picked. Do we see anything? And you certainly are under control, but
he probably pounds his fist on the dash or something.
Ray kind of glances over at him and says, "You know what? We don't have a whole lot more time on the battery here. I agree. Let's go in now, but So, Kev, our original orders were to take these people to the doctors to Outpost Mitchell Z. Were we ever given any orders to assist them after that point?
If you check back with the order, like the actual written orders.
Yep. Yeah, okay.
And provide security.
Okay, got it. Right. I mean, another thing on his sheet would make him not do that, but he's just like he might use it as a threat if he were allowed to, if there were wiggle room. So one thing to consider, Collins would know this if probably first before everyone else, but if you are going in and there is a chance of a pierced hull, everyone's going to want to suit up.
Yeah,
prisoner
absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So the timer starts on the 12 hours of air. It will not take you very long to cover the remaining 5 miles to get in here. But Gus, tell us what it's like. Is Gus driving or is Ray driving?
At this stage, I think Ray would insist on driving.
Okay.
Yep. Unless Gus attempts to convince him otherwise. Yeah. He knows that doesn't usually work, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so then.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, did you want to say something, Dr. Franklin?
Yeah. No. Not to share too much information. That would be really.
I think it's time for some courage and conviction. So,
nice. All right.
If people don't know, that's a specific brand, but yeah.
So you get yourself behind the stick of this, and then tell us what it looks like as you're going in. Are you taking Dr. Franklin's advice and going in at a respectable speed?
Respectable as in maybe a little faster than one would want, or... yeah.
Another way of thinking of that, I am a Jeep driver, so it also could be known as a fun speed.
Yes. Yep. Nope. I have no need to make a self-control roll here.
Okay. So go ahead and give us a... So where are you planning on? You've got the rough layout of this place. Are you planning on like getting into the hangar? Or are you planning on parking somewhere in the complex and then trying to find some other way in?
He does ask Dr. Franklin. Dr. Franklin, are there any other entrances that you're aware of other than that big fucking hole in the side?
You would have access to blueprints in this, and yeah, there are other ways to get in, but you'd have to walk there. Like there wouldn't be a way. You'd have to disembark from the whatever's the Marshall buggy, and then.
He points to the blueprint and he says, anything that's not on here, Doctor. He assumes that she knows.
It might be a surprise to you, but I have never been to this base before. Actually, I didn't even know it existed up to 6 hours and 15 minutes ago.
I see. All right. So I say we just drive this thing into the hangar. Any other thoughts? And he does look at both of the doctors to see if they have a thought as to where to go.
So you mean where the distraction is, where likely someone might hit a second time?
Why would they hit the same place if they've already destroyed it?
That might be true. I don't know.
Yep. He looks over at and he's not being overly aggressive about this. He is actually asking for other ideas. Gus, your thoughts? Maybe he says another option. We find we try to go in through the crew hab.
Well, I think a side entrance would make sense. If there is someone in here who we don't want to run into and they know we're coming, well, maybe if they don't know where exactly we're coming from, that gives us a little bit of advantage back.
So when you say side entrance, Jeff, you mean
Yeah, like not the one that's blown up.
Okay, sure. Yeah, okay, got it. Interestingly enough, he takes your advice, even though it's the same as Dr. Franklin's, more or less.
So, forgive me, where is it you're going?
Try to find a side entrance, if there's an obvious one, like say maybe, I don't know, there, or maybe
the other entrances are like are going to be. This is not the kind of hab unit where you're going for walks in a lot of things.
Yep.
You know, so there will be entrances, but those are really like emergency service kind of things.
Yeah, we could open them.
Oh, I didn't mean to pop up the turn order, guys. I'm not freak you out.
Subtle hint, yeah.
So the hab units are over here, but you would have to like somehow scale up onto here and then make your way across and then climb and then make your way in.
No. Let's go with your first plan then. I think it's worth a shot.
Okay. So then, would you give us I have great news. The handling on this is terrible. So you're going to take a -1 to your skill. And
this is driving heavy wheeled?
Driving heavy wheeled at -1, please. No other modifier.
Alrighty. Well, driving heavy wheeled skills. There it is. -1.
Nice job. All right. And here's what I'd like everyone. Dr. West is not going to have to do this, but I would like Dr. Franklin, everyone's a doctor. The marshals and Dr. Franklin, would you all kindly give us a will check? This is a fear check, so Dr. Franklin is going to get a +2, Gus is going to get a +2, and Marshal Raymond, you are getting a +4.
Okay.
Nice, good roll.
But it's not a fright check, it's a will roll still.
It is a fright check, yeah.
Oh, then I get a -2. I don't know why, but I do.
Oh, I think that's... Oh, yes.
Yep.
Okay.
As long as the whole group isn't scared of Wendigos after this.
Yeah. All right, so the Mars test is 2. Dr. Franklin, would you give us a 3d6 +2? There might be a fear check. Is there a fear?
Yeah, I just don't know. So it says -2, and I don't know where this -2 comes from.
That is from one of your disadvantages.
Okay. Really?
Yeah. If you take a look at...
But yeah. Okay, I would thought that. I think that. Okay.
Yeah. It included the... mechanically, I imported these characters from GURPS character generator, and then I took out all of their disadvantages, so it probably added that penalty automatically for you. Did you add a second -2, or...
No. It was just this -2, but because you said it, I was at +2, so I was just thinking.
Oh,
maybe they cancel
did you
out
put
or something.
Did you put the +2 in though?
No. I just rolled fright check.
Oh, okay. So you missed -2. So that's actually a success.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay. So you can feel, boy, Dr. Franklin, that's a little. This is not the laboratory work that you are used to, it seems.
Yeah. But I'm keeping up. No one noticed how I'm feeling inside.
Exactly. So then, allow me to give you an. This is not going to be an exact replica because obviously there's a lot of damage in it as well too. But just to give you a sense of what this probably looks like. Let me see here. Where's that monster filled? I mean, definitely no monsters in this thing. While I'm doing this, Raymond, why don't you tell us? What's it look like as you come peeling in around here across the lunar landscape?
He probably, he's definitely feeling annoyed. There's still annoyance, but he's also maybe a little excited as he gets closer. And the first thing he notices is like there's a little ramp or something that he could, not ramp, but like the lunar expanse that goes up a bit. He's like, oh, that's going to be cool. And he goes over without telling anybody, and then, you know, gets just a little bit of air. And then
you guys hear in the staticky calm.
Yep. And then as he lands, which basically right about there, he just brings it hard over and has a little fishtail and then goes straight in. Fortunately, there's nothing directly in the way. Otherwise, it would have been a disaster.
Okay. So pulling into here, this is a rough idea of what you can expect inside, guys.
Mm-hmm. Mind you, this is all much slower than like if it was actually a sports car or something.
It makes up for it in the bounce, though.
Yes.
So the suspension is a lot of fun. So you come zipping around in here. One thing, obviously, different. You can picture this is much more torn up from some kind of detonation here. There are like 3 other similar vehicles that are completely destroyed, and there's no lighting in here. There's only the lighting from the side of your vessel, but you come rolling into here. And once you're in, you come to a dead stop. Well, you weren't shot.
So, but this is decompressed here because everything was blown up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. So, Kev, real quick, what's the fear check for just the overall situation before we got in here?
If you knew that stuff, 2 things have been shot down, and you're having to drive through that stuff, that's to check the, like, see if you're catching your nerve.
Okay, good.
Let's see. Do we see any bodies here, or is it just damage?
Just damage.
Okay.
As far as you can tell, give us a perception check. Or actually, for yours, use your electronic operations scientific, because I imagine you're relying on your sensors at this point.
Yes,
Can we run the heat sensors again?
Yeah.
Yeah, because who would trust their eyes if they could just...
Yeah.
I mean, the roll is the same, basically. It's
nice.
Okay.
It's just almost
right on the nose.
15 here. Yeah.
Yeah. That static that's in here is pretty impressive. But as far as you can tell, no, there's no bodies in here. If Marshall LaGrasse, you have, or I should have called you guys Raymond and whatever else, because I keep calling you Marshall, and there's 2 of you. So.
Or Doctor. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Who wrote this thing anyway?
We've been in this long enough. I'll just change my name to Ray.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
So what, Ray, would you give us a forensics roll, please?
Sure.
I will say, too, the defaulting in GURPS is extremely generous. As far as like being able to default down from stats or whatever else. So if anyone else has something they want to try, you're certainly welcome to do that. Just don't think just because it's not in your sheet that you can't try.
Yep.
So perhaps unsurprisingly, the explosion seems to have come from inside here. That's unfortunately not good enough of a roll to get anything further. If you did some more investigations, unfortunately you don't really have a forensic unit on board.
Yep.
But
yeah. So I'll assume that Ray would have told everybody, it's like, okay, get your suits on before we get here, and let's get ready to go out. And says, well, no reason not to go out there unless somebody sees something I don't.
Yeah. There seems to be a dog in the moon.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that seems scary.
Is there still power in this part of the station?
Not in this part of the station, but you did see lights in other parts of the station. Power is still active, and the jammer wouldn't be functioning if it was...
Yes. I understand, but maybe... So I think if we go somewhere where we can check the internal system, just to get some information on what's going on here.
Okay. So it'd be a matter of going from here into the facility itself. Are you leaving Zach in lockup?
Oh, yeah. he
Are we?
Do we really want him along?
Well,
You know, on this kind of field missions, there's always one crew member dying. So having another one is...
Here, Zach, would you put this red shirt on, please?
Yeah. I think Ray looks at Gus. He says, "Do we really want a loose cannon down here?" I mean,
well, it's just, you know, we are responsible for him.
this is probably the safest place. I agree entirely. This is probably the safest place for him until we know what's going on.
Sure.
I think West would intercept at that point and say, you can't leave someone in here not knowing what's going on. That's not right. Anything could happen.
I don't guess he has any kind of security clearance to be here.
No,
Dr. West?
far from it.
Well, I doubt we do either, other than what we're just given.
For this mission, you have, be sure.
But not enough security clearance to know what's going on.
You know how it is.
He probably doesn't. He probably doesn't. He probably feels, you know, he's felt like God on this little world for so long. He looks at you. He looks at Gus. He says, "Looks like maybe I'm the only one who feels this." He looks at Dr. Franklin. He's like, "Well, Doctor, you want this guy back here? He doesn't like us. He obviously likes Dr. West."
I'll keep him in check. He may be a lowlife, but he's still a human.
Dr. Franklin?
I have no objection if Dr. West is responsible.
You do have the video of the assault. If you want to...
I do have...
Yeah.
No, the marshals do.
If we want to show them what kind of a person he is.
Yeah. Here, he pops it up.
Yeah.
If everybody here other than me still wants him to come with us, he'll come.
No.
Dr. Franklin,
I guess...
I think you would find, just because of your personality, that's going to be, I don't think you would even watch.
Yep.
Dr. West, you see it, and like, yeah, he is an exceptionally violent person, particularly towards women.
Right.
No.
Look, we'll lock this up. Nobody's getting in here unless they have any pauses and military-grade weapons, but they don't know anybody else is on this thing. I mean, they could check. They could do an infrared scan. They're going to see us walking out. As far as they're concerned, we're the threat, right? If anybody sees us, he's probably in the safest place. They'll see us coming. They'll be ready for us.
Once we get rid of the jammer, we can contact base, so that's no problem. Just turn it off.
What do you think, Dr.
Right.
West?
Otherwise, this guy's going to have, and we're going to keep him. We're going to keep him restrained the whole way. I'm not going to let him out of his restraints.
Yeah, I think the video would have convinced Dr. West.
So all right. So he goes up to the holding cell. He flicks on. I'm assuming there's a way to talk inside. So he flicks on the intercom real quick. It says, "You just hold tight. We'll be back eventually." And then he flicks it off.
What do you mean? Gone.
And
What are you guys doing next then? So, Dr. Franklin, you would know, stepping out into the hangar here, bring it back to the illustration of the base.
I mean, there must be some kind of emergency seals which just close off the rest of the station. So I guess we must find somewhere to enter the station.
Yeah, you can, like there will be, even with the failure of the external door, a quick inspection of the interior reveals that there's superficial damage here, but the airlocks still are intact.
Yeah.
So you're able to access the airlock leading into the facility itself. The facility is built very much like a submarine, where there's a bunch of secured smaller areas you can seal off. What you find, Dr. Franklin, is while the air, at least what is reading from here, the air is still intact everywhere within the facility. The heating has been shut down for everywhere other than the second level of the HAB units. and the communications facility. So there's the... Maybe I could do this here. Let's see. Is this going to be effective?
I can understand. So, yeah.
Here we go.
So there are definitely people alive here, and they are in control.
Oops. Here we go. So, comm facility. Oops. Have unit. Probably could have done this in Photoshop beforehand, hey? Madison.
So,
here we go.
Well, where are they controlling this place from?
I guess from the comm facility.
Let's head there.
The comm and maybe the jammer also, or the control of the jammer. So if we could just get to the comm facility, disable the jammer, and then get some message out that the crew has gone mad or something, then we could have backup, because I'm confident that this is not a one-person problem we are dealing with here.
Ray starts trying to put 2 and 2 together, and he knows that Dr. Franklin is a biologist. She said she was a biologist of some sort, and he looks at her and he says, when she says that it's probably not confined to one person, it's like, your specialty wouldn't happen to be diseases, viruses, something like that, would it? He's watching her very carefully.
So if you wish to...
I'm really tempted.
If you want to make a decision, let's do this. Everyone's a doctor now. You guys have all gone to graduate school for martial studies.
Yeah.
Ray, give us a detect lies, and Abigail, give us a public speaking.
Unless she wants to tell.
Well, no. The thing is, this will tell us what the outcome is, and then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
Holy smokes.
Okay. So, public speaking.
0. Oh, roll made by 7. Oh, that was me.
All right. So, first off, if anyone wishes to spend luck, there is 7 points left.
No, I don't want to spend luck.
You want to chew it up for just no reason? No?
My specialty is bioengineering, if that satisfies your curiosity.
And she seems to be telling the truth.
Yeah. And bioengineering would be, for what he would know, would be just modifying DNA, stuff like that. Okay. He looks at her, he says, so these suits we definitely don't want breached.
I am not involved in this scientific project that is happening right here. I was never before.
That's right, you said. But okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And remember also that we were Team B, not Team A. So
we got the scrubs. Got it. He says, well,
not that's maybe a misunderstanding or a miscommunication. That just means that Dr. West and I are maybe not the most qualified experts on the fields we're dealing with here.
I see.
Only the second best.
I see. I take it that, given the situation, you will, instead of waiting for 100% certainty, let us know if you feel that something is dangerous or could be dangerous?
Yes. As far as I know, this is a kind of mining or excavation site. This is not something where there was some bioengineering going on. I could be wrong because I was never here, but from the looks of it.
Yep. When we came in, and Kev, I'm just saying this because of the fact that it does say Science Center up there, but would that have been something that would have jumped out to Dr. Franklin or Dr. West as being not part of a standard mining facility? Or is it like disguised as... Yeah.
So the moon is not inhabited other than Terrans who came here, right?
Yep. Okay. Right. So all I'm asking is would she see that in Sea Science Center, or would it just be a?
Oh, you'd be aware. Yeah. Like on the schematics, there is a science center. There is a comm facility. There's the power facility.
Okay. Yeah.
It is reasonable if it is an excavation here.
Yep.
Why are you digging stuff up on the moon?
Yeah,
and having a science center built here, like maybe there's some other kind of, 50 years or 70 years ago, people didn't know about helium on the moon, helium-3 on the moon, and that has become one of the major drivers of economic activity here. So maybe there's something else going on.
He says, Doctor, they're doing experiments here. You were brought here because you're a biologist. Something happened here based on those experiments. That's my understanding. My thought process right now. Anything you see, you immediately let myself or Gus know. That could have relation to that.
Dr. West, would you give us an expert skill roll again for your same expert skill? I really should have called it. What do you call it?
Bioengineering.
No, a conspiracy theorist.
Oh.
Yeah, not really good at it.
Do you wish to spend luck?
That is a lot of luck. I think that's too much. That's too much. It is too much.
So West, while not emoting necessarily, is listening eagerly between this back and forth. Gus, what do you make of all this?
This is just way beyond what they're paying me to deal with.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm hoping to, I don't know,
find something to shoot.
Get a raise after this.
The tunnels, once you access the airlock in the hangar, you will be able to access the tunnels that will take you to any of the other facilities.
Okay.
Power is apparently on the second floor of the HAB unit and at the comm facility, and that is it.
I say we go to the science center. That'll tell us what's going on here if my thought is correct. And Dr. Franklin can maybe better able to confirm that.
Sorry, where are you going?
Science center.
A science center, okay.
Yep. He wants to get at the root of what's going on here before he does anything else.
Sure. Gus, would you, before we leave the hangar...
Yeah, sorry.
Go ahead. Did someone have a question? I wasn't looking up.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that when you say that you would believe all this stuff, you would see that because you rolled to understand whether I'm lying. I mean, you would definitely notice that Abigail is hiding something or is just holding some information back.
Yep.
She believes some additional thing is going on, but she does not want to talk to you about it.
Okay. So when he said that we're going there, he's like, and he looks around the others to see if there's any other thoughts.
I would just ask once again, are you sure you want to go that route? Destroying the jammer might bring other people in who would take care of the problem.
They asked you to come in to deal with an emergency. This was an emergency response. To me, that sounds like our job is to deal with it. And as far as I know, there's probably no backup coming anytime soon. Otherwise, they would have sent a number of people out at once if it was truly an emergency. I think we're it for a while. Even if they send somebody out, it's going to take us what? He looks at Gus. He says, what was that, about 11 hours to come out here?
That's right.
Yep.
I think
you want to wait in the shuttle or in the vehicle for 11 hours while we have an emergency situation that we're supposed to deal with.
I guess Abigail does not respond to this. I'm just
okay.
I think you will see that she disagrees with what you said, but She will not. She's not the one to have this kind of fight here.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Gus, would you kindly give us a mechanic power plant check, please? No modifiers.
Ooh.
Nice.
So the way that you charge these kind of lunar rovers is in the hangars using charging stations. Turns out they're not particularly durable, and as such, all of them are damaged, but not beyond repair. However, you are looking at about basically 10 hours minus your degrees of success that you roll for repairing. So if you rolled 5 degrees of success or margin of success, it'd take you 5 hours to repair the stations, and then you can charge up the rover and you're on your way.
Ooh.
Yeah, like if you had more people to help out, it would not take as long, but they really did a number on the hangar here.
Yeah, okay, well, let's get this place secure and then worry about repairing the vehicle. I think I don't want to get shot while I'm working.
He looks at Gus. He says, "So, Science Center, or should we shut the jammer down?"
We have kind of open comms. Is it possible to switch channels to only one person?
Yeah.
I think you would have done that. Yeah.
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 Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
So then I would just switch to Dr. West. You would not be an expert in kind of, I don't know, strange biological creatures, something like that?
I've certainly studied some alien life forms of
that's what I
want to call them.
So, which means fiction, because of course aliens don't exist.
Yeah, well, we're not. That's not true at all. We know that there were some microbes and whatever going on.
Fair enough. Yeah.
That's what everyone else would call them, so that's what I call them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Okay. Just. Okay, I might have a very strange theory, but we can talk about that later if it is confirmed.
I was going to say, it's very early to say anything as such. It's just a big hole in a hangar at the moment.
Okay. So anything else you guys wish to do before leaving the hangar?
Nope.
Okay. So, you guys leave the hangar. Excuse me. You leave the safety of the hangar, and then...
Yeah.
It's all about the framing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and allow me to show you. The passageways through. And I think I've got you guys here. I do. Look at that. Hot diggity damn. I'm assuming because of the cold, you guys have your suits still active?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So you were making your way down the corridors, which have still the emergency lighting on, while the temperature is going to be frightfully cold outside, or in here. It is kept at a bare minimum level to avoid structural damage inside.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You guys are making your way down, and before you reach the first junction where it'll be splitting off towards the different places, I've got your character. I was going to ask a question, but I've got each of your characters. Would Dr. West and Gus, would you each give us a perception check, please? Critical success, Doctor. Holy smokes.
Nice.
So, Doctor, you come around, and before everyone can carry on, you kind of like, whoa, 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 and it comes over the head units. Up ahead in the middle of the corridor, before you reach your junction, there is a steel small container.
Damn it.
The kind of thing that you would place in... you might place some storage, some things to keep them safe against climate.
How big, sort of, did you say?
About that.
Okay.
And it looks like there is something broken, and it looks like there... Oh, no, it would still be intact because of the minimum levels of temperature. It looks like there is an elastic band and a piece of paper that is attached to it. But from here, actually, you've got, with a critical success, I think for whatever reason, you kind of squint your eyes. Inject me? The note that is rubber banded around this thing. Inject me. Handwritten.
And I'll be sort of reading it out as I looking at it. So,
yeah.
Say inject me.
And you're able to see it from a good 50 feet away down the corridor.
So that was over comms?
Yeah, I think she'd be sort of talking to herself as she's sort of peering, and she'd just be saying it out loud, sort of reading it almost.
Inject me.
What is that?
Hell is that?
She'd be definitely curious enough that she'll start walking towards it.
Yeah, LaGrasse goes with her.
You make your way down Dr. Franklin?
He's looking down the corridor.
Dr. Franklin just stays the hell away from this thing. I mean, let the others go first.
Yeah.
And Gus?
I mean, this job couldn't get any weirder. I don't know.
No, we've got, an hour left?
So you make your way up towards this. You're able to pick it up, Dr. West, and... from the feel of it, it feels like this honestly feels like the kind of thing you would use to safely store for transportation specimen. If you're taking blood samples from somebody and you want to do it, this is exactly the kind of, steel or, metal container that you would use to protect it against accidental exposure to vacuum or to, what do you call it? To bumps and, knocking around.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the doctor's not an expert in writing or anything, but does it look like it's been written hurriedly or, sort of erratically, or is it like what I'd expect?
You rolled a critical success. Yeah, definitely. If you were to guess, it looks like it was scrawled in a very hurried manner.
Okay.
And certainly placed in a location that you had no... If you were going through the tunnels, there's no chance you would miss this, too. So it's placed in an area where you would not want to...
And there was no other writing on it. If I look at there's nothing else on it.
No.
Okay. I'm going to open it, but I'm going to open it from the back in case something actually comes out.
So because of the ambient cold... opening it up might actually, if it is something that is affected by cold, it might be damaged. Just you would be aware of that as
okay,
right? Because if you had blood samples in it and you open it up and it's minus 50
any sort
in
of
here,
glass or something would crack or shatter.
Yeah.
Okay, so if it's a needle or something, if it was actually okay, well I'll just keep it for now then. I think.
Okay.
Ray looks at it. He says, "Inject me. Are we supposed to inject it in ourselves or in somebody else?"
Well, until we can get to somewhere that's a bit warmer, I don't want to open this. It'll potentially destroy what's inside.
Which maybe we should be doing.
I guess we should just leave our suits on because there might be some kind of biohazard going on.
Yeah.
Sure. I still think, Gus, we need to get to the Science Center, figure out what's going on. We could reassess.
Okay.
All right.
They've got power.
Sorry?
Did we say if that's got power at the science?
No.
Does not.
Yeah.
You can activate it in all likelihood, though.
Okay. From here?
Okay.
I mean, Gus has got a pretty good handle on power systems. He could try and backtrack to the hangar. You could likely activate it from there.
Oh, yeah. Probably would have done that.
Do you want to do that, Gus?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm okay with that.
If you head back, you can go ahead and give us a mechanic power plant check there, Gus.
Maybe Dr. West could show me the box for a second.
Yeah, if you step back inside the rover, you certainly could. That is climate controlled.
That's nice.
And Doctor, what you know, Dr. Franklin, this is precisely the kind of sample storage or sample storage device that you would use for your for the corporate authority.
Yeah, and I'm somehow skilled in dealing with hazardous materials. So would I guess that these are boxes which you store things in that are potentially dangerous, or because there did not appear any markings, if I understand correctly.
No, there were no biological or radiological markings on it. It's the kind of thing that definitely could be used to it's more something that not to, biological. This could seal because it can be hermetically sealed and is safe against vacuum as well. But it's more not really something for. It's not appropriate for storing something radiological. But it is something that would be used for either a valuable specimen or for a some kind of concoction or material.
No. So what I'm asking for is basically, would I think that a scientist would put whatever is in here if it is really some kind of injection? Or would this be done by someone who is not a scientist?
No, it could be. It's definitely... You would have to have, at the very least, a rudimentary level of understanding of potential hazards in order to make use of this kind of device.
Okay, so this is at least done by someone who has some kind of basic training with this kind of stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not like, I don't know, someone like the janitor put this box.
No, this is not like someone grabbing Tupperware and tossing it in there. This is the kind of thing you have to know you need to grab this particular type of thing. It could be specimens. It could be experimental, compounds. It could be valuable samples. It is not the kind of thing you would store a radiological sample. That's the only thing I can really rule out.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I would ask Dr. Franklin on a private channel again. Should we look at this inside the vehicle when we were in the hangar?
If it contains something that is possibly contagious, then we have just polluted the air we need to get back. So
you think it could be?
I don't really know. If there is some kind of infection going on, and I wouldn't rule this out, like some kind of prionic infection would destroy parts of the brain, make people paranoid, not unheard of. And this could even spread and be contagious.
So
I don't know.
You think it's more dangerous than someone trying to think ahead in case someone does come to rescue them?
That might also be true. I don't know. Do you trust the handwritten note more than, I don't know, basic safety measures?
It looks like it was done in a hurry. That's all I can really. ascertain.
Okay,
I'll take it with us and maybe open it later on if we feel like things are getting worse.
About this point, Ray's coming back to the thing. He was with Gus, just covering him. He figured you guys were safe enough in there. Gus, once he got the power back on, he started coming back. Said, let's go back, collect the doctors.
Oh, that's a great roll, Gus. Sorry, I'm late to the party on that one. But so, yeah, Gus, what you find is that although the charging stations are down, there is actually still a functioning kind of like master control. So there is, for these kind of facilities, sometimes for saving, for the sake of saving resources and whatnot, you'll want to shut them down from the hangar, because then you can reactivate from the hangar as well. Because that's the last place you'll be before you leave, right?
Right.
So where would you like to restore heat? I mean, there's power to all these facilities. It's just that there's not heat in any of them, other than the ones we talked about, the comm center and the second level of the HAB unit. Do you want to restore environmental systems to all of the locations?
Yeah, I don't see why not, unless you guys have a reason why I wouldn't.
Well, I think the doctors were inside, so unless they said something previously, and Ray's like, just turn it on and everything.
There's no way of getting any sort of bio signs or anything from that computer, is there?
So the sensors you have available at this time are things like heat sensors and other things. There's not really like a detect life thing. That's
I meant within the computer system of the base.
No, although you probably could access the cameras once you've got everything up.
Oh, right. Yeah, maybe that's worth a look.
Sure. I think
for a few
actually Gus also has he's pretty handy with security systems.
Yeah, I am.
Why don't you give us a security check?
Like someone made a well-rounded party. That's weird.
Everyone's got to have something to do.
Like this one?
Oh, okay. Nice.
So here's what you see, guys, is we can picture, black and white little cameras coming active on all these different places in the station. And I'm going to bring you over. You're not there as of yet, but you could see this. So this is the Science Center. What is not here is all these people that you see working in this thing. And then I'll put your tokens over here so I don't forget it. There we go. What you do see, however, as the lights come back on, there is a single figure who is kneeling before whatever that reactor or containment unit or whatever the hell that thing is. There's someone who is on their knees there wearing the kind of like scientific jumpsuit that folks working in the sciences in these kind of facilities would wear. And she is stationary on her knees facing that thing.
So I think do I think that suit's good enough to keep her alive in them temperatures?
Absolutely not. And there's no helmet to it either. It's a jumpsuit that you would wear going around to work. Like when I say jumpsuit, I think of like exactly that. Like think of like a yoga outfit or something like that.
Oh, okay.
The kind of thing that is casual wear that will, not knock anything over in a laboratory, has pockets to store stuff in, but otherwise is just a functional, crisp, scientific suit for the kind of opposite for what the helium-3 workers would wear, which is,
And can we see what the temperatures are there? So is she frozen on the spot?
She should have been.
Yeah.
Like with the temperatures that it dropped down to, yeah, she should have been dead, to be honest. And she is sitting upright.
Yeah.
Could very well be, as you said, she froze in place, but there isn't any evidence of exposure to the void anywhere else in the cameras you're seeing. So it's not like there was a sudden decompression. Dr. West, would you give us let's see here. Actually, both the doctors can give us checks here. I think Dr. West, Give us a physiology check at -5. And Dr. Franklin, I'm checking that now. A biology at -6. So
biology at -6.
Yeah.
That's a little bit because I have rock whirls, but this is only a specialty, yes? Or,
yeah, it's because, you're going off of your specialty. That's exactly it.
Yeah, okay, yeah. That's it.
Okay. So, you're not able to see anything, but Dr. West, you're looking at this thing, and the camera's maybe about to pan over, and you're like, can you zoom in on that? There is something very weird about the way her hair is hanging. It is sort of tied back into a bit of a ponytail, but it looks like there's a protrusion at the back of her skull that is causing the ponytail to go up. Like, it's as if her skull or something in there, like a tumor maybe, is pushing out. But it's at a distance where, like, it's got to be about, like, half the width of her skull from the front to back extended out from the way that ponytail is lying.
Yeah, I'll start pointing at the camera. Look at that, look at that, look at that. There's something on the back of her head. And I'll be trying to get a better view of it. And
when she points it out
as much as possible.
Much as you didn't spot it initially, Dr. Franklin, now that she points it out, you look and like, like that's a huge birth defect, or it's a huge not birth defect. It's a huge physiological defect.
Yeah, and that would be my question. Would this be something I would attribute to modification of a person, or is this just some kind of illness or something like that?
At this time, there's not, like gene editing or whatnot. All that stuff is still science fiction. Right? So there isn't like cybernetics, there isn't widespread easel modification. I mean, you can like screen for an increasing number of diseases and stuff in embryos and such, but like genetic modification to change the size of someone's skull in a living organism, it's fiction, absolute fiction.
Yeah, fiction. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I think Marshal Legresse, I have to apologize. You seem to be spot on with your prediction. There is some kind of infection going on here.
He says, well, to be honest, I would have preferred there be nothing going on here, but will you be able to find out more information if we go to the lab?
Well, that's a curious thing too. What you can also see in the camera is it looks like where the hard drives or whatnot would be here, there is physical damage to them, as if someone took a device or a weapon to them. And as you're sort of flipping through the station, you can see there are, Dr. Franklin, just because you would be familiar enough with this, there are enough places where there are backups and whatever else. It seems like someone has gone and intentionally destroyed as many of them as they could find. I will also tell you, because of your security clearance background, there is one more to check on. It is a physical unit in the science center. And you do not see the access panel in the floor pulled back. Whoever trashed the rest of the hard drives may have missed something. Though it is in the science center.
And this is for Dr. West, yes?
For Dr. Franklin.
Oh, for Dr. Franklin.
This is information you got from, from corporate.
Yeah, okay. So, yes, we have to go into the lab. I'm pretty sure. But I fear whatever condition this woman is in, it seems to make her able to continue living in extremely low temperatures.
Sorry, did we have any sign that she was living other than her sitting position?
Yeah, she's not frozen, or at least she should be frozen, and she isn't.
There ain't been any movement while we're watching on the camera, has there? No actual sign of breathing or movement.
Do we have any way
That's a good point. With your physiology roll from before, there's no respiration going on.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like hibernation or something. I don't know.
He looks over at Gus. Any way to get like a sound into that room, like a really sharp, high, loud sound? See if there's a reaction.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
There'll be station-wide things. The trouble is, no, you could patch in from your comm unit, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. He patches into the comm unit. He just grabs his, just to kind of like have fun with the guy who's in the thing. He like goes over to the edge, holds comm unit up, then just bashes his pistol against the door right next to the comm unit so that it makes a sound in the room.
Are you foreseeing this happening in the, like after you've gone back through the airlock, or this is happening in the lunar?
No, still
unit?
still in the rover. Or do you mean that we?
Yeah, well, whether it's in the rover. The only point being that I don't think the sound would transmit in. I'm trying to think here if it would function in the vacuum of the hangar, but if you're in if you're seeing yourself as in the rover.
Yes.
In order to access, you would need to be in the hangar is the thing, because right?
Yep. Okay. So so the sound wouldn't.
You could easily go in through the. I mean, you could do exactly what you're wanting to do through the airlock inside. It just that it takes time to cycle, and every time you guys are doing that, you're chewing through more of your time in your
oxygen. Yeah.
We should really not try to do that because. I think whatever signal we are sending there would also inform where the signal was coming from. So we should just go there.
Sure. Ray looks a little bit surprised and maybe now suspicious that Dr. Franklin suddenly wants to go there. But he's just a suspicious kind of individual.
There's no reason for suspicion at all. I don't understand this. We're all in this together.
I think I would ask if, Gus, can you just flick through some more cameras just to see if there's any more people we can see on any of them, to see if there's anything.
Sure.
So you flip through, and what you... Why don't you give us a... Let's see here. Give us a electronic... Gus, what would it be? I think it sensors operation, but computer operation. So I think you're also trying to like make use of some kind of like AI or something to try and like pick out details in some of the shittier frames.
Ooh, and that is an awesome roll.
Nice.
So here's what you see. There is the sign of someone has been rooting through a lot of the habitats. And for your edification, Dr. Franklin, there should be a staff of about 30 here. There's no sign of anybody else. There's no sign of violence. But when you get to the power facility, Gus, you can see that seemingly standing, at first you miss it, and you're like, wait a minute. And you go back, because you think it's just like maybe canisters. There's around 30 people in spacesuits, in the same type of things that, not what you guys were wearing, but like the civilian, less combat-worthy equivalents. Like this.
30 of them?
30 of them that are all standing around where the power facility, the generator is. Or the reactor, I guess.
They're all standing around looking at it, or like they're just scattered throughout the room?
Just standing around as close as they can to it, all kind of clustered.
Yeah, that's not creepy.
What the hell is that?
Do you use a forensic... Oh, go ahead, Ingo. Sorry.
No, does the power plant, does it have heat and air? I mean, it does not seem to have air because they are in their jumpsuits.
Has no heat nor air, but the reactor itself does give off a heat signature.
So it's like they are absorbing the heat or the energy.
But the air wouldn't last long, would it? In those suits.
Normal people aren't going to stand like that.
Those suits, you can assume they would have about the same time you would have. It's about 12 hours. So if they went and stood there when you got reassigned, they would have run out of air about an hour ago.
Right, but people aren't going to stand still while they're suffocating or whatever else.
Nope.
This is not... Ray's like, this is not right.
Oh, you think?
Yeah,
That's true.
So I'm just because I have this kind of eidetic memory. Mm-hmm. I clearly remember the number of people that should be in the station, like exactly.
Yep.
And if I do a count of the people at the reactor plus one.
Yep.
Is it exactly the number it should be?
One shy.
So there's one person still missing.
Oh, great.
Can we look into the would this be this wouldn't be the same room where they're doing the jamming or maybe weapons control? Not that the person would stay in the weapons control.
That's maybe where the last person is, yeah.
Yeah, I would look at those two places first. Otherwise, let's...
The comm center, there are no... What do you call it? No functioning cameras.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And in the HAB unit level 2, there are no functioning cameras.
Okay. Well, we aren't here necessarily to stop whoever shot down the Assays.
You know, Marshall, I keep looking at your tokens. Gus,
Yeah.
would you roll 5?
Yeah.
You just have a thought about what you guys were talking about before, and you activate the external units. Someone is in one of those suits and is making their way down the structure from the HAB units outside of the facility.
Oh, well, there's who we're looking for.
Okay.
I'll point it out. They're outside.
And they're moving.
Yes. Ray says, let's get them. Find out what the hell's going on.
Okay. You do you.
You do you.
What do you guys do?
Is there any way of continuing access to the cameras whilst moving throughout the facility?
Gus got 5 levels of success on that. I think it'll be spotty because of the jamming, but you can route it through the tab on your compute on your suits.
Just so we can try and work out where they're trying to re-enter the facility, if they are.
You would need for optimal operation. You would want to have someone here working at the actual controls.
Oh yeah, that's a great idea. I would do that.
Doctor, what is your computer operations? Actually, pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, even better than Gus's. All right, so Dr. Franklin has volunteered to take control of here. What about the rest of you guys? You heading back outside?
Find out if they're going to re-enter somewhere first.
You're watching them?
Okay. Yeah.
So let me bring you over to the... They have made their way down to the bottom of the HAB unit, and they are crossing towards the comm facility.
In the comm facility, trying to get in touch with somebody. How long would it take us to get to the comm facility through the tunnels? Assuming probably faster than they would do.
No, because they're going straight shot, and you guys have to go through... They would have to go through airlock as well. You guys are going through a minimum of 1 airlock and then crossing a Sorry.
On the plan, is there another way out of the comm facility, or would they have to go back the way they came?
If they could go inside, they could go down to the power facility. They could go outside. They could go through back to either the HAB unit or the science center, or eventually the hangar.
Yeah, okay. So they
can
go
anywhere. Go outside. Yeah, there's.
Yeah, Dr. Franklin, keep an eye on them. Let us know, and maybe Gus. And he looks over at Gus and says, "She'll go try to get that guy, girl, whatever."
I think so.
Okay, let's go.
So
he looks over at Dr. West. Coming, or you stay here?
I think this person could have some issues. I think you might need me.
All right.
Okay.
And so we go.
So then, how are you guys planning on getting to the comm facility? Through the facility itself? Through
the facility, I would think.
Okay.
What do you think? He asked that real quick, but he's like, anybody have any complaints about staying inside, going there?
Whichever's the quickest. If outside is quicker, if inside's quicker, whichever.
Okay.
Yeah, we got to get there.
Yep.
Okay. So then let's see how fast you get from the hangar to the junction then. Why doesn't everyone give us a health check, please?
Health check.
Not everyone other than Dr. Franklin, of course.
Yes. Can do it just for fun.
Dr. Franklin, let me just get myself ready here.
No modifiers?
No modifiers.
Okay. Whoa, that's not good.
Maybe
I will
we
burn
better
a luck.
I will.
No, luck isn't making another. Oh wait, I'm
luck
minus
doesn't
3.
re-roll it; it reduces it by.
Yeah,
But I failed by 3. I thought I only failed by 1 for some reason.
Yeah. So that means Gus.
We need to spend 5 luck total.
We have 7 left.
Well, here's what's happening: is Gus and Nia are each going to lose 1 fatigue. That is your blue bar. And Raymond, you really shouldn't smoke so much because you're losing 3 fatigue.
And that's a minus 3 on any rolls?
No. It just means...
No, it's just a bar.
Once you reach a third of your total, that is when you start suffering penalties.
Okay, I'll take it. He gets out, he starts moving fast, but then all of a sudden something hits and he's just like...
He's wheezing through.
Yeah, I'm gonna suck in here and wheezing. I told you shouldn't smoke that shit.
You said it would kill me, not that it would slow me down.
That might kill your ear.
Yeah.
Sorry, what I'm saying.
All right.
And I have an eye at
Okay. So you guys reach there, and Dr. Franklin, is it when they reach the junction, or is it immediately after they leave?
Yeah, I think I would just I would wait and see if there's someone coming or moving in the power facility when they move out.
That is a very interesting point. So you're about to move away. They all reach the junction and are turning towards the direction of the comm facility, and you see all 31 of them turn as one and are racing away from the power facility.
Yeah, guys, all these guys standing there in the power facility, they like drones moving, and I think they're heading in your direction.
Shit.
What the fuck?
So, you guys are at the junction. You're ready to carry on. The comm facility, the power facility, the HAB unit, and the science center are all about as far away from each other as is the hangar. What are you doing?
Rolling for stress.
Yeah, nice, yes. Self-control.
Or self-control.
Yeah,
Oh.
still under control.
Yeah. I think you see him turn and like punch the wall again, like just containing his anger.
Mm-hmm. Shit, we can't take 30 of them.
Where's the single guy? Did Dr. Franklin say where the single guy was? Sorry.
He has just dropped into the decom for the or the airlock for the comm facility.
He's moving off camera. Just entered the comm facility.
Dr. Franklin, can you block the airlock between the?
No, it's not that kind of.
Block the doors.
No.
Okay. Just he's like, whatever. Hey, try something.
No,
yeah.
I think actually that is the one thing you should not be able to do in any kind of station. Just somehow
lock everyone in.
Thing,
yeah.
Yes. to lock the airlocks.
I think we call that the triangle shirtwaist rule.
Yeah. So. Ray shouts back, actually, I think you should be able to fucking do that right now, but okay, let's discuss later.
No. I think in any whatever, yeah.
Yes.
So,
he looks
Dr. Franklin, allow me to show you the image that shows up. You do get a glimpse of one of the faces. So it's my we'll see here. There we go.
Yeah. Okay. So, and I say this through these through the open channel. Dr. West, you remember this
Actually,
theory?
Hold on. Dr. Franklin, because you have such a fucking fantastic ability to roll fear checks. Let's have you roll a fear check first.
Yeah, that's yeah.
So you're going to take a -2 just from the nature of this kind of shock, and then you've already got the built-in. So when it asks you for a mod, just take a -2.
To the -2, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you are rolling for this paralysis thing, this is a health check also.
Yeah, you're not just probably just rolling for fear.
Okay. Yeah.
So. Nice! Way to hold it together.
Yeah. Yeah, Dr. West, you remember the theory about seniology you didn't want to talk about earlier? I think it's spot on. Camera shows alien parasites.
Flashes over, and what you see is these scientists in spacesuits that are all racing through with that same kind of, like, they're not angry, right? Like, it's that same kind of confused or shocked look on their face.
Yeah. So was that for an open comm, or was that?
Yes. This was done deliberately. So let's. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ray looks over at Gus. Nobody to protect here. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, this is agreed. We gotta hold the bay while we charge. Unfortunately.
But there's one left. There's probably one of them. There's still a survivor. They're acting under their own.
No. I guess it's a hive mind, parasite, something like that.
The one that's entering the comms room.
We can open a channel to the comms room, see if anybody talks. Let's get back to the ship.
Okay, yeah. Can you try and speak to the comms facility from the hangar?
Yep.
Dr. Franklin is the one who's in there. So first off, what are Raymond, Gus, and Dr. West doing?
Raymond's like, we fall back to where we can defend.
To the
ship.
The facility, what's it called? The garage? The hangar?
Hangar.
Yeah, the hangar.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting for Dr. Franklin to try and communicate with the comms facility.
Okay.
Yeah, I can try.
Dr. Franklin, why don't you give us? Let's see here. I know, I'm checking Anna. You're better, whatever your best. We got electronic operations, scientific. Make that at -2, please.
Okay.
The only reason you're rolling is because it requires a bit of... You want a 1 luck then?
I would suggest luck.
How much luck do we
1.
still have left?
Oh.
1.
No. We have 7.
No, you have 7 left, I think.
Yeah, okay. So then we have 6 now, and I'm barely made it.
Okay. So you have access, Dr. Franklin. What do you say?
Dr. Abigail Franklin calling to comm facility at I don't know what the station was called. I forgot. But my character would know.
Outpost Mitchell Z.
Yeah, Outpost Mitchell Z. Do you copy?
There's a bit of a break. While you're waiting for a response, why doesn't Raymond, Gus, and Dr. West each give us a health check again as you're sprinting back?
Yeah.
I'm not sprinting back yet.
Oh, what are you doing?
I'm waiting for the Dr. Franklin to confirm whether that person is in communication, because I don't want to go back unless.
Well, okay.
I'm not leaving
if he saw
someone
that,
behind.
Ray would not turn and run.
What about Gus?
He's
I'm probably getting out of here. I don't know.
Give us a health check there.
Yeah,
Gus.
I did.
Did you? Oh, nice, Casey. You're fine. You're fine. You're not losing any more fatigue. So Gus has run back to the hangar, and he's going to be.
Well, I'm also the one who has to fix it, so.
Okay. Yeah. If he shouted out something like that was his plan, then Ray's not.
So here's a big question: would Gus start the airlock cycling before they get there? Because it probably takes a good, 20 minutes to fully process. Like to let you get out and then repressurize, let them get back in.
Couldn't you run outside through the hangar? So our shuttle is still outside, isn't it?
They're all in the tunnels though, so they would have to go through airlock.
Oh yeah, I see.
Yeah, somewhere. So what do you think, Gus?
Cycling? Can you stop the cycling after it started?
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
I probably would, and whatever the time is when I get there, I would tell them you have 20 minutes, like as soon as I turn it on. Yeah, like.
That's amazing. All right, so you go racing back, jump in, boom, and start the airlock cycling. You can hear that, Dr. Franklin. Dr. West, I'm sure it's just your fucking imagination, but you can almost hear the screams of the things that are coming. There's no way that could be the case, but that is what you feel. And then, Dr. Franklin, you hear a response. This is Dr. Ahmed Zabana. Dr. Franklin, who are you with the party that arrived?
Yes.
Where are you right now?
Are you infected?
No. Do you know about the infection?
I've seen the infected move. Yes. If you are still healthy, move out. Move through.
Did you and your colleagues receive the serum that I left?
Yes.
Did you inject it?
Where?
Into your body. What do you mean where, doctor? What is your specialty? He does ask that. Like, he is key. There's a reason he's asking.
Yes. I'm a geneticist.
Why did they not send someone with a specialty in radiation? It isn't biological. It is a radiological infection. The serum will prevent you from being infected with the excitable. It is a radiation infection. It is not a genetic infection. The serum will prevent it from affecting the changes.
Okay, so I will move that to our team. Is the whole facility contaminated with radiation, or only the vicinity of the power facility?
The entire... I don't know what you were cleared to know, but it does not matter at this point. Doctor, the Thea device that was recovered, we were wrong. It was not an artifact. It was
It is still working.
It was an escape device. It was not a planetary object that struck. It was some sort of transportation. When we recovered the Thea device, it activated, and there is some form of life, a dissembled form of life that can focus and infect biological device creatures, or spread out and infect others in a hive mind type situation. The level of control it can affect is limited, but it turned my entire crew into zombies. It was only by shutting down its hosts that I prevented it from getting here, from leaving in any of the biological services or any of the biological forms. But Dr. Jia, she seems to have been infected, and I don't know what kind of tumor it was, but it seems as if she is some form of super host to be able to transport the entire thing.
Okay.
Doctor, you must have that administered to your crew, or they will become infected, and it will not be safe for them to leave.
I understand.
Are you piping this to everybody right now?
Right now, not, no.
Okay. Good call, because I think Gus may need another self-control roll.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you turn down the jammer?
I can't, Doctor. It is not safe. If someone else comes in here, or if this thing, I do not know how far this thing can transmit or how it can transmit. The jammer is in part to prevent it from leaving. I have been able to... Oh, God, where are they?
They're moving to the comm facility. You have to move out there, quick.
Are they? And, Doctor, if you look, it's almost like they are splitting off in two directions. One is in pursuit of Dr. West and Ray. The other is in the direction of the comm facility.
Yeah, okay. So I would now open the comms to the other ones. I've been in contact with the head scientist of the station. He is not infected. You have to return immediately.
Okay, and he doesn't, and you don't say anything about the superhost.
I don't say anything about the superhost or the radiation infection right now.
Okay.
Dr. West, it is of the utmost essence that you come back immediately. We cannot do anything to help Dr. whatever his name was. I would know, but...
his name is Dr. Zabana. Sorry,
Dr. Zabana.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
Let's
right.
start
So
running back to the hangar.
Ray turns and basically, he doesn't run back. Actually, he's backpedaling the whole way. If he sees the things coming, he will run. he's trying to protect
Fast
me,
zombie cells. They slam against the other side and begin kind of running towards you at a distance of about 50.
Yeah,
Okay.
Dr. Zabana, and I would switch comms back. Dr. Zabana, retreat immediately and try to get yourself through the hangar.
We can't leave. Something we need to... Wait. They're not in the power facility right now.
No, they left the power facility. That's what I was telling you.
Doctor, I have no qualifications as an engineer, but you need to keep them busy. I can arrange the reactor. We can have a thermonuclear detonation. There will be nothing left behind. And with luck, a high-energy detonation should disperse the radiation that makes up these creatures. And you guys can all hear this, I think, over the comms.
Okay. Wait.
I would say,
so first,
professionally, I fully support your your assessment of the situation. It seems the logical way to proceed.
Ray is like, fuck logic.
Yeah, so first thing I need is Would Dr. West, because she's immune to fear checks, Ray and Gus, would you each give us a fear check at -3, please? Oh, so it'll be. Yeah, I think it's on.
Will,
it's actually
right?
I think there's actually a fear check, isn't there?
Oh, fright! It says. Yeah.
Is that on the general page? Or
General tab, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God, Gus is scared.
So, am I correct? Just to. So, I think right now, as the project itself has completely failed, my character would think that it would be much more detrimental to the corporation if this thing spreads. So, better to conceal everything just by having it blasted.
But what could be learned from the Thea device if you were able to recover that?
Yeah, I would actually maybe try to get to the
and
science
the information
center.
on the hard drive too. Oh my goodness!
Yes,
give yourself give a self-control roll.
Yeah, I mean that will not lead to anything, but.
By the way, I think I will spend one to avoid failure on this.
Oh, you only missed by 1? Okay. Yeah, Gus, I think you're.
So self-control, I just wrote 3d6.
You roll 3d6, and then you got your target number from the Discord message.
Yeah. I know this.
I have to remember the luck.
I mean, I don't have to roll. I know I will fail. Yes, I failed.
Oh no!
Yeah.
So what does Dr. Franklin do?
Yeah, I'm going for the science center, obviously.
Nice. All right, so Gus, you have failed. Would you give us a 3d6 plus 4, please?
I'm sorry. You
this
meant
is for Gus.
me?
No, for Gus.
This is for me.
Yes. Yeah, Gus.
Is that good? We want to roll low, right?
Oh my God. So Gus. Gus.
Please tell me this is the one case when rolling high is good.
Gus completely faints. And give us a 1d6 roll, Jeff.
Oh my goodness.
You know, you gotta stop doing this in my
60 minutes.
So Gus passes out for 6 minutes.
Oh, for 6 minutes.
Still.
And you also
Jeff, you gotta stop doing this in games that I'm in.
Look, Roll20 knows we're getting near the end of the game here. It's time to really ramp it up.
1 point of damage as well to Gus as you fall.
So
let's say Ray enters right about the point that he sees. First of all, he sees Gus falling while doing something outside.
Also, Gus, you can give us a health roll. Oh, never mind. Ignore me. Every minute you can make a health roll to try and recover, but you just slam the ground. So, Dr. Franklin, you race over to the unit. You open it up. Gus is passed out on the ground. Are you dragging him out of there, or are you just going to activate it to start cycling again?
Damn it! I have to go for the science center, and I lost my self-control check. So whatever is the quickest method to get there, I will do.
It starts cycling. Dr. West and Ray, what are you guys doing? Are you trying to run from these things?
Yes.
Or you get
get back to the hangar,
Ray's trying to hold. He's trying to keep himself between himself and Dr. West.
So Dr. West and Ray, give us a health check each.
Sure.
And then actually, Gus, give us a health check as well. See if you wake up in the hangar or while it's cycling. You're good.
Just a regular health check.
Nope.
So Gus is still passed out for the first minute. So for the first minute of the chase, Ray, you guys are not taking any fatigue damage, so that's great. These things, however, let's see how far behind they are. Why don't we put a couple? Oh, you know what? We have the ready-made. Corridor for chasing. I agree, Anna.
Doom.
So let's also say that because I think it'll be cool for Dr. Franklin to see this, you were able to access, because you were contacting with the doctor again, you actually have access to a picture. And that is the Thea relic.
I know what we should be doing if everybody was thinking straight, but...
Yeah, blow the whole damn thing up.
I was thinking about injecting the super host. But,
so, let's say that... oh boy. Let's do... So they haven't caught you yet. So then Marshall LaGrasse and Dr. West, why don't you give us another round of health checks? Gus, you can give us one as well.
Run faster, Doctor.
Ooh, I got a good result for them this time.
Hey!
So after 2 minutes, Gus, you wake up and you're like, oh, your head hurts and you keep trying to touch it, but your fucking helmet's in the way. And you're looking around and you're in the... Why is Dr. Franklin in the airlock? You Sparrow,
what's
look
going
over.
on?
It's cycling again, but this time to enter the habitat.
What are you doing?
Give us a, I think, a self-control roll, Gus.
What is? I really want to know what this disadvantage is.
Oh my goodness!
Still under control.
Yeah. So, I think it's like, again, he gets up and he's like, as he's lifting himself up, he punches the ground as he's getting up. What the hell are you doing?
Anger management.
Yeah. No, we need to get to the science lab quickly.
So you're kind of waiting away. Dr. West, how'd you guys do? 4 for...
Yeah.
So if you want to spend 2 luck, Dr. West, you're still going to outpace them.
Otherwise they'll catch me, will they?
Well, and Ray is making sure that he's keeping pace or like a little bit behind Dr. West. So
yeah. So she's slowing you down too.
Yep.
No, I'll spend it then.
Okay.
Definitely if it's going to affect
others. So one more check to get to the thing. To get to the airlock. What is going on with Dr. Franklin and Gus right now? So, Gus, you're cycling through. It's going to open up on the wrong side, as far as you're concerned. I guess you might be able to rewire it. You are a pretty handy mechanic.
Yeah.
But would you?
Probably not. I don't know. Are you answering, Dr. Franklin? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I said we need to go to the science center.
What is in there?
The so-called superhost and the data from all of this.
The thing controlling all of this is there?
Yes.
Well, why would we want to see that?
To get rid of it.
You want to kill it?
Yeah.
With what weapon?
And I don't know what this thing is called, but they have to have some kind of I don't know, if you're stranded, you have this type of ammunition that makes this light effects go on.
A flare.
A flare, yeah. Something like that. We will shoot one of the emergency flares at it.
Oh, okay.
Dr. West and Raymond, would you kindly give us another health roll?
We're happily oblivious of all this. We're just worried.
It's nonsense.
We're a little busy now.
Yeah, it's gonna run out.
Oh, that's a good roll. So that would be... Boy, so right now you're losing 2 fatigue, and it's a pretty substantial failure. They're going to catch up to you. You can spend 3. You can spend 2 luck to avoid the fatigue, but what are you thinking? I don't know. You can't spend enough to beat them on their roll.
Do we know what's happening with regards to we're going to get to an airlock and it's still opening or shutting, or?
You would be aware that's the case, yeah.
Yeah.
So, is it going to help us by outrunning them and then still not going to be able to get into the hangar?
You're running into potentially a, and I don't think you guys know what you thought is that Gus was cycling it and was going to leave it open for you guys to jump into. What you're not aware of is that it is currently cycling to open the wrong way.
Yep. And sorry, we don't hear any of this. Like the comms are not open to the whole group. Or...
I think you're hearing some back and forth between Dr. Franklin, but you're also like being chased by space zombies. So
true.
All right.
Is there any other? There's no other exit, is there, from this?
I mean, basically, I mean, you Raymond and Nia, you're the distraction. I mean.
You could, at the junction, you could choose to go in a different direction than the hangar. You could go towards any of the other facilities. You could go towards the comm unit. You could comm center. You could go towards the whatchamacallit. Right now, they're going to catch you though, so you're going to have to fight off at least 4 of them right now, or shoot them.
No matter what. So Ray basically stops, realizing that they're going to catch Dr. West.
Okay.
He pulls out his pistol and shoots the lead one, aiming for the head.
Okay, you have a rate of fire of 3 on it, which means you could fire up to 3 times.
Yep.
You'll get a bonus. There's no bonus to hit from this, but every increment equal to the recoil is 1 additional hit. So are you firing on one of these things, or are you firing on... multiple?
He's going to try to shoot. He's going to try to shoot 3 of them.
3 of them, okay.
I mean,
sure. So
he is overconfident, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I can take him down, no problem. So the range is going to be. Here we go. How far away do you want to be firing?
He's going to be waiting as long as possible before he can try to shoot those 3, because he knows they're going to catch Dr. West.
So like 5 yards? Is that?
Yeah.
So 5 yards will give you -2 for range.
Okay.
So go ahead and I think it should. Oh no! It won't.
Oh, do I have to press a range button?
Yeah, you have to actually attack first, though. You just roll damage.
Oh, that's
optimistic
damage. Okay.
of you, though. So.
Yep. There we go. So -2, you said?
-2, yes, for the range.
Okay. So 3 shots.
Yep.
Okay, 1.
No, you don't roll 3 times. Actually, okay. Yeah. So what we do is, so 1 hit out of the 3 shots. Yeah. So what it is your recoil on the weapon is a 3. Every increment of 3 that you got a degree of success is an extra hit. So unfortunately, you fire 3 times. Only 1 of them hits. Now roll damage.
Got it.
Oh.
10.
And large piercing does times 1.5 damage to flesh.
He was aiming for the skull, but I don't know if that.
So called shot is an additional penalty if you're actually trying to aim for something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you open fire. 1 of them goes down. Dr. West, do you wish to do something before they go?
I think in the situation, I think she'd also turn around and fire.
She has a weapon. Okay.
Yeah, she got a shotgun.
Nice.
I know you have a scalpel.
Why has it got a shotgun on it?
I have no idea.
Maybe you have the skills shotgun, but you don't have the weapon.
Yeah, you have 0 weapons. You could punch.
Ray says, Dr. West, run. Get back to the ship.
And this, where we're at,
yeah.
Is this still we're in the cold temperatures in this corridor?
It's still warming up, yeah.
So I couldn't use that injection thing?
Not safely yet. No, probably.
No. Okay.
So Dr. West is pausing. As the airlock opens, we can hear the shouts and screams of the doctor and Marshal LaGrasse from elsewhere. What does Dr. Franklin do? What does Gus do?
Yeah, I'm moving out to the science center. That's what I'm heading for.
Okay.
I'm following Dr. Franklin. I got my gun out and I'm following them.
Okay. So
unhappily.
I'm assuming you are taking a route to try and avoid the whatever's going on with Ray and Dr. West.
Oh, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
So, Dr. West, have you anything to say, or does she kind of like, is she indecisive of what to do and gets overrun?
I think she's going to risk opening this box and try and inject Ray to see if it potentially would save him, and if he gets sort of overrun, it might stop him from getting, and he might be able to fight him off.
Give us this then. Why don't you give us a... Oh boy. Give us a first aid check at, let's say, -5. Because, like, you're going to have to open his suit to do that, because he's got that, like, armor. It's got 20 defense against...
Yeah.
And Ray is just assuming she's running because he said
yeah,
so,
you
right?
like run, and then someone grabs you from behind, undoes your suit. You turn around in time for her to inject this into you.
Yep.
And then she is sadly dragged down by these things and dragged off.
Oh my God.
Dr. Franklin and Gus.
So are all of them dragging her off, or?
Do you want to fire on them, or?
Yes.
Yeah. So how many rounds does your clip carry?
Yes.
20
that's completely
shots.
in character for him too. Yeah. So
give us one more. So you can just go to the skills. Give us we'll just story interpret this because we're gonna kind of wrap this up. Give us a guns, pistols check.
Guns, pistols.
We'll take your margin of success as how many you drop before you run out.
Sure. No modifier. Okay.
No modifier. Yeah, no modifier.
13, you got 2. How many
Two
were
of them
there?
before. So you imagine down 2 more of them before she is kind of dragged off.
Hold on. He's going to use luck. There's 3 luck left. How many are there?
So it's 5 down. Unfortunately, half of 30 is 15. So.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Yeah, that's right.
I mean, there's more coming in. All right, so
okay.
we see in the... what do we see as you guys walk into the facility here? You see, obviously, the lady with the distended head. She seems to be of Chinese descent.
Yeah. Could you aim for the head? I asked Gus.
Absolutely. You want
Okay, so you aim in time. Let's do this here. Gus, I'm going to ask you to give us a... Oh, this is so interesting. So here's what happens is you get in there. Dr. Marshall, you are... Ray, I'm never going to do that again. I'm never going to put the fucking Marshall name in there because I screwed up every time I've called your characters by name. You, Ray, you're like, no! They're about to drag her off. And then what happens? Every single one of them drops down as if they lost suddenly power. Because as you're about to fire, she turns to face you. Gus, would you give us a contested will check here? So just give us a will roll. I rolled 3 for my margin of success.
Come on.
While we're waiting to see the result for it, so Gus, will check for us.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. Ray, you're able to grab her.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
We still have luck. We still have...
Didn't you spend your 3 luck to try and hit as many of those zombies as you could?
No,
Well,
he didn't.
Well, no, once you said there were 15, there were 15 or so.
So after you have 3, you're just enough.
Yeah.
So Gus, 2 things I want you to do. 1, you were not compelled to shoot Dr. Franklin instead. But you can hear, you don't, it's just the most basic level of understanding. Riches. It will make you. You want to give us a self-control roll?
Yes.
Let's see if you pause.
We're almost there. We're almost there. It's a horror movie. It'll come out okay.
Oh my goodness.
Gus, you put a bullet in her dome?
Yes, I do. I aim carefully.
The head blows out, and then there
Shoot.
is a strange kind of like flickering of lights that is arriving, that is beginning to float above you. Dr. Franklin, we did not see you, but did you... No, because it was with Dr. West the whole time. You wouldn't have ejected yourself either.
No.
Well, shit. What are you guys... well, I guess it comes out, and then... what you see is the control device, or the thing that you see in the reactor thing. It falls away to reveal the relic within, which then has a strange red glow in it. Dr. West and Ray, you're able to get back to the thing. You're recycling. You're able to get back into the hangar. Doctor, nothing else is going to interrupt you. But Dr. Gus and Dr. Franklin, what are you... Well, Dr. Franklin, what are you intending on doing here?
Now we have this thing here. Can I seal it off? Do we have some kind of radiation shield? I guess there was some kind of... There must be some kind of emergency stop thing.
You could... I think you can transport this thing, but the question...
No, I think... So this is some kind of a lab. And
yep.
even the most evil scientists would have some kind of shut down, bring down some kind of seal it off thing, like I don't know, some kind of steel thing with lead in it or something like that.
Are you trying to protect this thing from the blast?
I thought that if this is responsible for getting out the radiation, then I could just temporarily disable it and then get out with the data.
Sure, yeah, I love it. Yeah, you can absolutely. That drops down. Are you taking the hard drive as well?
Yeah, if I can, yes.
Okay, so then, guys, as everyone is making their way back towards the thing, you can get a spotty transmission from or back to the rover. You are definitely going to run out of power in this. But you get a transmission from Dr. Zabana that he doesn't know how long you have, but the reactor is about to go critical, or he has set it towards that. There is no going back.
Yeah, we will move as quick as we can. See you on the other side. Whatever.
A pleasure working with you, Dr. Franklin. I do wish we had more time.
Yes, me too.
So, guys, what are you all doing?
I have no idea what the hell else is going on other than there was a lot of yelling and whatnot, and so he's back in the airlock waiting for it to cycle.
Okay. So
as you guys coming?
I think there's time to get back in. Who wants to drive the?
I'm driving.
You shove him out of the way.
Yeah. Get out of my way.
Ray for a moment was like, okay. He lights up a cigarette.
And why don't you give us a driving heavy wheeled check there, Gus? No, -1 because of the handling of this pig.
Driving. We've got no luck.
Nice. So you guys are thankfully at a safe distance away when there's the flash of light from the horizon, but you do not know whether or not the what do you call it? Whether or not the there's no like mushroom cloud or anything like that from it. So give me 1 second here. And all right. To whisper back, hit W, sorry, backspace W, and then you can respond to me for anyone who has received.
I did.
Okay.
Oh.
I mean, this is the typical ending for a horror movie, isn't it?
So, sorry, am I supposed to be doing something?
No,
Oh, oops.
you were injected.
Okay, got it.
So while I'm waiting for the responses from those two, okay, I'm waiting for one more response.
So what is it? It's backspace W.
Yeah, and then it'll populate, and you start typing. I think Dungeon Muser, and then you can select that, and it'll whisper to me.
You have to press return. I can't select it, but
Oh,
yeah.
okay, okay.
That's working. So
Okay.
I'm not sure what I'm doing.
At this point, you can write yes or no, maybe.
Yeah.
I'll
So-
try it, but
What is going through Ray's voice or Ray's head?
Ray is. This is not what he expected this morning. He's just like, oh fuck. He looks around at everybody else and he's like, well, we got out. I need a few more cigarettes, and I think I'm going to be okay.
Okay.
Gus?
Gus?
I'm getting off this planet, off this moon, I think. This job ain't worth it.
Well, Ray is also thinking about the report he's going to have to write, but
Yeah. So the two of you are up front. Ray sits down and grabs a cigarette. The two doctors are sitting near the back where Zach is locked up. And I will let you guys add in as well, but I think we see Dr. Franklin and Dr. West make eye contact. And there's a rim of red that goes across each of their eyes. And they both look back at the thing where the prisoner is, and we see Zach look up and his eyes are glowing. And that is where we will bring... Oh, hold on. Ingolf and Darren, anything you wish to add?
Yeah, I think just Abigail is convinced that she did as was expected. She successfully completed the CA mission.
Yes. Dr. West?
yeah, I think Dr. West would have been sort of checking everybody else and making sure everyone was all right, and then just thought, I'll just go and take a sit down. And then at that point, it started to come over her, and she sort of started to lose control, and then probably went to the back and decided to let Zach out.
So we see a long pan of the surface of the moon. We know that you guys are going to definitely run out of power before you get back to anywhere. The jammer, thankfully, is down, so hopefully you'll be able to message to get someone back. But that brings us to the end of our NASAPunk Nightmare session of GURPS Frontier. So first off, a huge thank you to Robert again for the donation that made this session possible. I really appreciate you Sluggan, this was for those listening at home, I had actually mentioned this as something I might want to run last year, and then we kind of never, thought of it again. And when I was asking for people's selections for the sessions, Robert had said, "Oh, that sounds like fun. Let's do that." So thank you very, very much for that. Thank you to Jeffrey and Ingolf and Darren for playing today too. I know this is an unusual adventure where you're having that, certain things taken out of your hands for how you're playing your characters, but you guys did a hell of a great job. I can't believe you didn't have a single self-control failure, Jeff.
Unbelievable. Roll 20. What have you done?
What was the disadvantage?
I had a bad temper.
Okay, that's what I figured. But...
Yeah.
Oh, and he was greedy too.
Oh, and he was greedy. Yeah.
Mine was overconfidence, but and sense of duty, so that's why he stayed to try to keep West alive.
Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah, and I think you did a good job too, Dr. West, of playing up the Hippocratic Oath as well.
Yeah, code of honor, pacifism, stubbornness. So I didn't want to leave someone behind.
Dr. Franklin is just evil corporate scientist, so excellent job on that too. Great.
Yeah, I'm sorry for my fellow players, but it was just too nice to play.
Of course, it was awesome.
All right, so then for those listening at home, as is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding this session or the game or our charity campaigns we're running, please do not hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section down below, and I'll endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. I think I can safely say this is the first of the charity sessions where we are definitively not going to be seeing these characters again. Yes. Every other one was like, oh boy, that seems like a real fun. It could go on, and I've been thinking from the get-go, like, nobody's living through this fucking thing.
No.
In addition, there's also a link in the description of the video to the Dungeon Musings Discord server where all of us are active, and we have channels there dedicated to the charity initiatives we run on the channel, most of the games we run on the channel, as well as of most of our ongoing campaigns, and you are more than welcome to join us over there. There's a terrific community that's been built up over the years, and lots of helpful and knowledgeable people. There's channels for DM discussion and for finding a group for virtual tabletops chat, so lots of great people and lots of great conversations. There is also a link down below to our friends at Noble Knight Games. Noble Knight Games is the preeminent unionized retailer of hard to find and out of print RPGs in North America, including all of the GURPS 3rd edition stuff. I got 1 or 2 books from them from that. There are, if they don't have something in stock in their catalog, you can put it on a want list. They will send you an email when it comes in, and you can enter the code MuserNight, all caps, all one word, at checkout, and you'll save yourself 10% on your purchase. That is down there below as well. And there's also a link down below to the Heroes Save Villages campaign. If you enjoyed this and you would like to support the charity campaign, none of the donations go to us or any other middleman. It just goes to help out the kids from SOS Children's Villages International. So if you would like to make a donation, you can do so. And if you donated $25 or more, come back to our Charity Initiatives channel around late July, and you'll start finding out about what options we have to say thank you to our donors with our upcoming charity sessions. So last thing I'll say, once again, is an enormous thank you to our stalwart players from today. So Robert, Jeffrey, Ingolf, and Darren, thank you so much for playing today, guys. I'm so sorry for infecting you with a alien parasite. I promise not to do that more than once again. More than twice again in future. Otherwise, never. Then we'll be back with our next charity session in 2 weeks' time, where we will be playing the Year Zero War Stories game, the World War II set game. So that's going to be an interesting one. I've never got that to the table, and there is no character sheet for it, so that is going to be an interesting play. But until then, we hope that we gave you a few hours, take your mind off the troubles of our world, and think about the troubles that our stalwart lunatics? I don't know what we call someone who lives in the
lunatics. Yeah, that's
our stalwart dead men.
Yeah. Or at least the harbingers of the end of human civilization.
That's the way you do it.
And I gotta say, I actually already have an idea for a sequel. So I say there's no seeing these characters, but you know what? But in any event, until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.